a
Fucking
stupid company.
start. We are
AutoCAD.
Auto.
Autocom?
Autocom.
Autocock.
Autobots transform and roll out. Let me refresh this page and see that live stream.
That live stream.
Hey, internet.
Oh, are we on?
Yeah, we are.
Oh, wow. Look, there we are. On the internet. We're famous.
Cool.
Hey, guys.
Wait, being on the internet makes you famous?
Yes.
In 2002,
So,
it
like,
did.
literally everyone's famous?
Everyone.
Dumby dumder.
Dumby Dumder.
Dumby dum, dumby derby, dumby dumby der.
Gummy bears.
You're dumb duder right.
Dumdy dum dum dumdy dumbers.
Terminal
Bouncing here and where and
error.
everywhere.
Tweet.
Oh, you've tweeted it.
Tweedly
Well,
dee.
we meet again.
Mild friend.
So you're going to make me log on to Twitter so I can retweet
So
this, huh?
it's come to this. A tweet.
There, I
You
just
should-
retweeted
you
it.
should
I
s-
hope you're happy.
You should have said guard your high mem. That's
I threw in all the stupid jargon I could think of.
okay.
Oh, man. There's a movie called Terminal Terror.
Ooh, let's watch all the Terminal movies.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can we not watch the Terminal,
let's
though?
not watch the Terminal.
Terminal timber.
Well, that's the Terminal. I mean Terminal. And
Oh,
then,
Terminal blank.
Yeah, Terminal as an adjective.
Have we watched Terminal Velocity?
No.
Terminal
we
tober.
should.
We did watch some other Terminal movie.
Did we?
Yeah, I might have been
Terminals in
Terminal Velocity.
time.
Hold on, I'll tell you in 2 seconds.
Terminals in time. Dumbass.
We watched Terminal Rush.
You laugh.
Oh, that's what I was thinking of.
Terminal Rush. That movie.
Yeah,
Which one was that?
The one with
Defrag your-
Was that the
Piper.
shitty one with Roddy Piper
Yeah.
and the Don the Dragon Wilson?
Maybe.
Defrag your video toasters.
Oh, that's right.
Where it all took place in a mountain?
Yeah,
Oh,
there
yeah.
was
Yeah,
supposed
that
to-
thing.
Oh yeah, where they're
Yeah.
actually using the Tomb Raider body and
Right.
Don the Dragon Wilson's head on the
Yeah.
poster.
Yeah,
So good.
Is that also the one where Roddy Piper takes off a pair of sunglasses and has another pair of sunglasses underneath?
He's got like Zorro paint on under his sunglasses.
that's
He
right.
literally has boobs. It's the Tomb Raider body.
It is, yeah.
I mean, they gave Don the Dragon Wilson boobs.
Hey, man.
Just throw that out
Do
there.
what you gotta do
That's
to
what
get
happens.
views.
Imagine dragging these boobs all around.
Wow.
Okay.
All right. What?
What? What's up?
Just the plot synopsis on Wikipedia is, man, I like the details that they pull out in that. It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Oh, man. Terminal Velocity is from the director of Gunman.
Gunman.
James Gandolfini's the bad guy. I forgot about that.
Really? Yeah. Yeah, why are we whispering this?
I don't want to give away our upcoming.
Also known as Peace Virus.
This was also known
No.
as Peace Virus? Oh.
Yeah.
Peace virus.
More like Peas Virus.
Nailed it.
Good.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Wow.
You were...
Sick.
PP Virus.
You fucking...
Duty Virus.
You own this
Yeah.
movie.
PP and Duty Virus. Ha ha ha.
Showed you. All right. Was the runtime really 2 hours?
No.
It says 120 minutes on IMDb.
Well, that's a lie.
Good. 1 hour and 30 minutes. That's what IMDb says anyway.
This box don't even bother to tell you.
Good.
Just like, you're on your own,
Apparently
friend.
Yeah, I
rated
see this hot-
PG-13 for
hot box.
violence and
Yeah.
peril.
Ooh, you're going to hotbox it? I want to go to porchlight.com, see if it's still a thing.
God,
It's
I
probably
hope not.
porn.
Porchlight Entertainment.
Yeah, it's porn.
They're still around?
Well, the website is.
Oh.
Copyright 2011.
Oh. So that means they're all dead.
That DVD was just flopping around in there.
That's why it's hinky.
Yeah. There's a floppy DVD inside
Ah.
there. Where did you obtain this where it had this sweet used label on top of it?
Probably Chamberlain's.
Oh. They have
The
this,
book mine.
they have this fancy of a barcode thing.
That's probably from the whoever gave it to them.
They didn't have that at 9th and Charles,
Second and Charles. And,
3rd and Charles.
And no.
Oh.
Maybe you got it.
you
Maybe you
just
got it
like-
at the Book Nook.
I might have gotten it at the
Book
Book
Nook.
Nook.
Book Nook.
You might have stolen it from the library.
I did not.
You could have.
I did not.
You could have hacked it right out of the
I
library.
did. I hacked it.
Yeah. You got it from the Hacker Shack.
Hacker Shack. Good fries. Good fries at the Hacker Shack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are they?
Yep.
That one dude did get.
You know what we call
Fried.
them there though?
What?
Chips.
Oh, you mean crisps?
No, crisps are potato chips. Chips are fries.
Computer chips.
No. Yes. But
Beep, beep boop.
Wait, what was that? Was that? Can you do
was-
that again?
I
Were you
was
jiggling your boobs as
touching
you
my
showed me
nipples.
what computer chips
This
are?
was unrelated to what I was talking about. This was
Yeah,
just
are you sure?
this was just something I needed to
Are
do.
you positive? I
Yeah.
just want to be sure
This
about
was
He
that.
was
just-
just beeping his boobs.
I was just tweaking, getting ready for the show
yeah.
while I was talking.
You want me to go get some ice cubes?
Yeah, if I can get some ice,
It's
I'll be
fucking
ready.
showtime,
I'll
Chuck.
be ready to fucking show girls this up.
We're ready to cut glass and kick ass.
Oh, so you meant computer chips?
Yes, they did.
Okay.
Which is a synonym for fries in the UK.
Oh,
Computer
you mean,
chips?
You mean
Is
computer
this a number
crisps?
for-
So wait.
You get fish and computer chips?
So do they call them computer crisps in England?
I don't know. Probably not.
Oh.
No, because they're not computer fries.
I'm gonna kill you both. I don't care for online. I'm just putting that out there. One of these days, I'm gonna murder you both in your sleep.
I like that BJ is silently stewing. He's just like this.
So
the
angry.
anger is building in him. All we have to do is start pronouncing it nuclear, and he's gonna be like, "I'm leaving." Throwing
I was just
everything
thinking about
down.
checking some parts of my mouth.
No.
I knew one of you fuckers was going to do it. So.
Yeah. What? Get something stuck in our teeth
Yeah,
and
I
then
gotta throw
loudly
way
try
back
and
and
click it
it's
out
right
as we.
way back there.
Yeah. Man.
We're
Should
done.
we
Yeah.
start podcasting?
I don't know how many people are here. There's people here.
Seven.
It is
Seven?
enough.
7 lucky viewers.
Yeah.
We should roll.
7.
I've seen that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have fun.
That's the one where Brad Pitt asks what's in the box.
Yep.
It was probably,
Emphatically.
it was probably some crisps.
And then for like 30
You
years,
mean-
people have debated
you
what
mean
was in the
computer
box.
chips?
I do. I mean computer crisps.
Ram.
Ram.
So.
Yeah. Podcast?
It always gets a laugh. It will always get a laugh.
Oh, no. See, we lost one.
Oh no!
Someone left because we
Someone-
didn't start when we said we
They were probably pissed that we weren't showing the movie Terminal Error.
Probably, yeah.
That's true.
This is
With-
not.
Those comments have really backed off. I like it.
Yeah.
Unless I just haven't been monitoring the account closely enough.
No.
They just give us a thumbs down and leave.
Well, we used to get those comments when I would use like a still from the movie as the thumbnail.
Oh, okay.
Now they could just see it's 4
Dudes talking.
just talking, so fuck everything.
4 fucking white dudes. What do you know about anything?
Right.
We don't, and we're very clear about
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
We state that. That's our mission
we
statement.
know absolutely nothing.
Yeah, we stay in our lane.
Yeah. Our mission statement is we have no mission.
Right.
Yes, we know trivial things, and that's about it.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
You know that 3 of these people were in the MCU as in 3 different movies.
that. Nope.
I don't know what that means, but
No, we didn't. We still don't.
Yeah.
saw that one today regarding Creed 2.
What's that?
Well, because Sylvester Stallone's in Guardians 2, Black Panther, and Tessa Thompson from Thor Ragnarok.
Oh, yeah.
And it was like, thanks, random IMDb person.
No.
Literally everyone's been in the MCU at this point. Just give it up.
It's good trivia. Dolph has
They,
not.
they also make other movies.
No, they are that character forever now. Yeah. Did
Alright.
you know Chris Evans is the comic book character in like a lot of different movies now? What? Yeah.
That's good. That's
yeah,
good trivia.
Yeah, like Scott Pilgrim, he was a comic book character.
The Losers.
Yeah.
Johnny
Yeah.
Storm.
Yep. Yeah. He's also Captain America. You ever seen it?
No,
What?
what's that?
It's pretty good.
Oh.
Okay. Was Snowpiercer based on a comic too? I don't know. Probably not. Let's do a podcast.
It was based on a manga.
Manga.
How do you say that again? Somebody look it up.
Manga.
Manga.
Yeah.
Ga.
Pinata.
We call it a ga, just for short.
Yeah, we call it the guy.
A ga.
You guys reading any guy tonight?
Oh wait, I'm about to clap like a plebe over here.
Oh man, use
Oh,
the board.
I'm gonna use
the
the board.
motherfucking board.
The motherboard. All right, we're gonna boom, roasted.
That's what you get.
What's the matter? Chips got your tongue?
There it is.
You mean crisps?
I mean fries.
Oh.
Freedom fries.
All right, and welcome to the BMFcast.
Hey,
BMFcast.
BMFcast.
Episode 438.
Woo!
Man.
Numbers.
Wow.
Is that the weed number?
No.
No.
So I'm Harlow,
I'm Mackie.
BJ.
I'm Chuck.
and what we do each and every episode here on the Brad Movie Fiends is we go ahead and we watch ourselves a quote-unquote Brad movie, come in here and talk about it for the first half, and then we rate them. Good Brad movies, enjoyable Brad movies. They get 1 to 5 jocks. It's in Robot Jock.
Yeah, right. Yay,
Brad.
Brad.
Yeah. However, there are Bad movies. So stay away. Get a negative sliding scale. 1 to 5 bags, as in giant bags of trash in which we wish to place them.
Boo.
Ooh. Movies like that include Twilight.
Right.
Sure. Among other things.
I have no idea what led us to this movie, how we arrived here. It just happened.
You did.
But we
I
watched.
like lettuce.
Yeah. Thank you, Spartacus. So, 2002's Terminal Error. Terminal Error.
Yeah. I had sampled the first couple minutes of this.
Okay.
And when I saw the events that set this movie into motion, I was like, that's real dumb. That could be fun.
Chuck said, "This feels worthy."
Well, let's get a very quick plot summary out of the way and talk more about this cinematic masterpiece.
Okay.
A disgruntled computer hacker uses the rebellious son of a major software company president to create havoc. I want to note that on IMDb, havoc is capitalized like it's the name of the virus.
Oh, Havoc.
Yeah,
But I think it's supposed to be just havoc, as in chaos, mayhem.
probably.
Okay.
I don't think the virus ever had a name.
It did not.
Definitely not.
No.
Yeah. I know why you picked this, Chuck.
Oh, okay. Why?
Because the director is John Merlowski, who's a BMFcast alum.
He sure is.
He made Santa with Muscles. He made Cop Dog.
Hell yeah, Cop Dog.
And he made Amityville: A New Generation.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is Wally Bamcast alum, not a very good one.
Adequate.
We didn't really like any of those.
I like to think that some people never got to make their dream movie, and he's made at least 4 movies that we somehow have watched.
Yeah. He is better than Albert Pune. He has not been banished from this podcast.
That's true.
Yeah. Yet,
I will give you that.
Thank you.
But
thus far,
what about the rest of the cast?
Okay,
we have
we
some
got-
other decorated
we have-
Bamcast alums.
David Wells from The Guyver.
Yeah.
I don't even remember
Which
which guy
one's
that was.
David Wells?
He was the one in the wheelchair.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
He was
right.
also in The Guyver.
Okay.
Man, I could not tell you a thing about The Guyver, except Mark Hamill
Is
melted
that-
at one point.
Yeah.
Is that man actually in a wheelchair?
No.
Okay.
No.
So
Acting.
Also, Michael Nuri.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's been in several things.
Yeah, he was in The Hidden.
Mm-hmm.
He was in Captain America.
Yeah.
And he was in Hologram Man.
Hell yeah.
Fucking Hologram Man. He was the mayor.
Oh,
the
he was
mayor
fucking Hologram
shithead in fucking Hologram Man.
Yeah,
These
he
are
was.
definitely the movies he is most known for.
He was also in GoBot's Battle of the Rock Lords.
There
Yes,
it is.
that's the one, yeah.
That's the one.
Again, I could
Ties
not
us.
tell you a thing about GoBot's Battle of the Rock Lords anymore.
It was-
Other than we threw all of them in the Tumblr.com.
Yes.
Yeah. It was bad.
Except now he's in Flash Drive Dance.
Yes. What?
I don't. Well,
Oh, right.
yes.
That's what he's famous for.
Yeah, it also has.
Marina Sirtis as making a Bamcast first appearance.
Debut.
Yeah, the-
Debut, yeah.
yeah.
Counselor Troy, she's here.
She is.
And
Who?
Counselor Troy? Deanna Troy.
Never heard of her.
Okay.
She's an alien.
Half alien.
Oh.
Yes.
A Halian?
Yeah, alien. Like Spock and other half
Is
aliens.
she like a lawyer?
She's like a lawyer, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
She killed the Enterprise, D. She crashed it into a planet.
She did, yeah.
Yeah, on her first trip.
That's true,
at
yeah.
the helm, yeah.
She
Like the Space Shuttle Enterprise?
Yes, yeah.
No. No.
Huh.
Was she a Jedi?
Yes.
She's one of the space Jedis.
Yeah,
Okay.
definitely one of the space wizards.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Her and Gandalf.
Yeah. Anyway,
Also, what's his nuts?
Timothy Busfield.
Yeah, Timothy Busfield.
Good old
man.
what's his
Not anything.
Timothy Busfield.
Not
no,
in any BMFcast
BMFcast
movies,
no.
no. You know, West Wing,
Yeah,
Revenge of the Nerds.
Right. Yeah, he's Poindexter in Revenge of the Nerds movies, right?
Yes.
Is he one of the ones that lasted stuck around for way too long?
No.
No.
No, he just did the first two.
Oh, okay.
He wasn't in those two TV movie bullshit things. He was too important. He was busy
Right.
doing Terminal Error. His
Anyway.
film career's not good.
Yeah.
Who are you to judge, Chuck?
I'm one of the 4 judges on this podcast.
Okay,
But yeah,
you qualify.
I mean,
thanks.
here's the thing: is like I think I remember pretty much everything that happens in this movie.
Yep.
Not necessarily the order. Like
Yeah.
it's one of those movies where, like, I mean, I remember how it starts because
Yeah.
it starts in the Ukraine,
It does, yes.
and there is a nuclear. What do they call it? A
Wessels.
nuke plant. That's what they keep calling it in the
Nuke
U.S. Nuke plant.
Nuke plant.
There's a like little not old Russian lady, but and she's just like got a little sickle and she's harvesting grass 1,000 feet from this nuclear plant.
Yes.
Just this very, very CGI nuclear plant.
What?
Yeah.
That was
building-
totally
That's
real.
made by computers.
That building is not there.
What?
None of it is there.
I don't believe you.
None of it is
I
there.
saw it.
For
it
very
exists.
good reason.
right. This is like approaching Birdemic levels of CG in this movie. Granted, Birdemic is like Windows
blends-
95 screensaver resolution.
It blends better than Birdemic.
It does,
sure.
but it's all like, oh wow,
Yeah.
oh okay then.
It's like no, even Scorpion King's somehow worse and better at the same time.
There are a lot of computer effects, and they are all horrendously bad. But there's a lot of them.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so I'm going to put this out there. They are not horrendously bad for just computer effects. They are really bad for this movie, though.
They're super
Like,
noticeable.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, that's not real.
well, there's
They
just-
were trying to
there's-
replicate something that you shouldn't have been replicating in film.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
With that level
there were a
of
couple of them
technology.
where it's just like, with half a tank of gas, you could have found an actual building.
Yes.
It's not necessarily the nuke plant that's about to get destroyed.
Yeah, but
Spoiler.
like the office building,
Yeah.
just jumping ahead for a second, the office building is a CG building,
Right.
And you're like, well, they're going to blow that thing up. No, they don't.
And
They
then
just-
there's
flick
there's
the
another
lights on
like
and off.
standard power plant in the city that is
Yeah.
also got CG smokestacks and stuff. And it's like those are just around. Like
Yeah.
you can go find one.
Yeah.
And film it from the outside, probably without even permission.
Yeah.
But anyway, but yes, a computer virus dum-be-dum-ders into the nuke plant, and
it modem sounds its way in an email because there's a dude playing roulette.
Russian roulette. No,
Yeah.
Ukrainian roulette.
Yes,
Yeah, you can roulette.
he's online gambling instead of doing his nuclear job.
There it is. That's one.
did that for you. Yeah, so he gets an email while he's online gambling, and it's like, play
It's an
me, I'm an
MP3.
MP3 file, you'll love it. And
And it says, like, from the USA.
yes, and he's like,
Like-
oh, well, I should check this out.
Well,
And
if United States send me MP3, I have to listen to MP3. Okay.
he starts playing it, it's just this weak-ass New Age bullshit, and he cranks it up all the way, like, hey, guys, check this out.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, the MP3 hacks the security protocols, and
I believe it whips the llama's ass.
It does.
and it just removes all the safety protocols off the power plant, and
it changes the Orinoco flow, and everything goes to shit.
yep, and things explode.
Yep.
Well, no,
Yes.
drawings in a computer explode.
Correct.
Right.
Nothing actually explodes.
I mean, if you were playing a video game in 2002 and the building exploded like that, you'd be like, that's fucking sweet.
Oh yeah, this is very early Xbox.
But combined with actual live footage,
Yeah, no.
it's not
Yeah.
good.
But yes, it blows up and it kills the poor lady who was harvesting grass,
Yeah.
and
She
pretty
was-
much everyone else in a
200 people.
200 people give or take in a radius.
As we learn later.
Yes.
Yeah. But yes, that's the first act,
But
and then
Timothy Busfield is very happy about it because
Yeah.
he's a hacker.
He sure is. He's got a hacker layer.
Oh yeah, he prints out a picture of it and puts it on his wall, and it's like phase 2.
Yeah, just put your evidence right on the wall.
Well, some good bad guys like to make their own little string board theory thing. You know?
Yeah. But his is just, here it is. Phase 2. Here's where I blew up this power plant.
Yeah, but he gets well, first we meet Dylan, who's riding his Razor scooter down the road, and I was about to get picked on by some bullies.
Yeah, because he hacked into the school.
Yeah, he knew these like jocks were cheating on a test, and so he hacked it and like erased the results of the test, and everyone has to retake it. And they're like, "We're gonna beat your ass. Your dad might be rich, but man, we're gonna
pound your face, you stupid computer
got a
nerd.
Razor scooter, and we're gonna kick your ass."
Yeah, and then Troy pulls up and is like,
Yeah.
"Hey,
Who can it?
get in the car."
Yeah.
And they're
Yeah,
like,
that's-
"Oh,
it's-
you saved by your mom."
Are those
hi.
three jocks? Get in.
Upgrade.
Yep. And I still don't understand why a banana falls out of the car when he opens the door.
That's the old banana fall Volkswagen gag.
Oh yeah,
Come on.
it's a good one.
Who's
Classic.
not going to fall for that?
Yeah, it's vaudevillian in nature.
It really is.
Well said.
The only time that has ever been said about this movie, or will ever be said again.
It's weird. It's like they were painting her to be some sort of like slob or something, but it just
Well, they started that because like, she's got an old. I mean, when I say Volkswagen, I mean like an old Volkswagen Bug, not the redo.
yeah, Herbie.
And then like, yeah, shit falls out when he opens the door and it makes the noise. And they kind of like for about 5 minutes of the movie try to paint it because like he's all like, she's a professor of computer ethics.
Yeah.
His dad is the head of this multi-billion-dollar company that runs everything computer-wise.
Yes.
And then like they try to paint this whole story where it's like, yeah, your dad's rich, but mom doesn't want to take any, so we live in a shitty zip code of the richest town, and my dad, and so they like try to go down this path of like, oh, they just live in squalor because she's got pride or something, but
Ethics.
it never comes up again. Like it's
you
like
can still be
their
clean
house is-
and live in poverty.
but their house is spotless and it's all fucking like automated in 2002. Like they've got
they've got the beta autocon system.
yeah, they do. That's what I'm saying. But like it controls everything in their house, like full on smart lights, plugs, microwaves, stereo system, everything. Like starts exploding when it gets shitty later. But that's later on in the movie. But he picks her up and is just like, "I'm taking you to see your dad." He's like, "Oh man."
Well, she's also like, "What did I tell you about the hacking?"
And he's like, "But it was like Robin Hood because they were cheating." And he's like, "You're a vigilante." And he's like, "Whatever, mom.
No driver's license for you for 3 more months.
You're not my real mom."
Yeah. And he's
Because
like,
he does the like call parent by name. I
Yeah.
think she's Alex or something like
She
that.
is,
Yeah.
mhm.
Yeah.
That's how you know teens are angry at their parents
Right.
is when they use their real name. That really shows them what's what.
Does. Anyway, but yes, she drives him to see his dad, Michael Nuri, and he's of course just getting the news that, hey, the nuke plant in the Ukraine blew the fuck up, and it might be our fault.
Yeah, because they were running our software.
Yeah.
Okay. And I want to say something about the dad. Is they establish him when he first comes out is that none of the new employees are allowed to speak to him directly. Everything has to be done through email or webcam because he has very, very big social issues and apparently can't talk to people.
Well,
He's an
Which is
idea man.
immediately gone after that scene.
I don't know if it's social issues or if they're just trying to do like the elusive Steve Jobs-esque, like, I'm too busy to be dealing with you peons.
I'm a genius ideas
Yeah.
man. I can't have actual conversations with
Yeah,
people.
I felt it was more like they were just painting him to be like the social, the megalomaniac asshole, not necessarily like, on the spectrum or something. Like I'm just saying, like I felt it wasn't like he was a nerdy dude, like couldn't talk to people. It was just like, I'm too important and
yeah.
don't talk to me.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But like an assistant comes in, it's just like, "Sir, this nuke plant just exploded. It's all our software. We might be fucked." And, he's all like, he goes into Tommy Lee Jones in the fugitive mode. He's like, "All right, you go get these and you get me these." And then he just turns around and is like, "Oh, my kid is here."
Yeah, and also his second in command is the dude in a wheelchair
Yes.
who speaks through the Mac app voice.
like the old default text-to-speech voice in the Mac, like before they had other choices.
yeah.
It's basically like this, sort of like the Stephen Hawking thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's got a little keypad that he
He
tacks
just
on.
randomly hits and a beautifully articulated sentence spits out of
they,
it.
They never bother to say what he has, but yes, it seems to be like
Yeah.
Lou Gehrig's disease or something, because like he can move his hand and his head, but that's it.
And he can blink.
Yeah, he can. He can give dramatic blinks.
Yes.
Yeah. But
He
so
can
they're
also
all...
throw shade.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, he could drag out Brad's name real
Yeah.
good. But
I wanted to see how they typed that into the thing, like how many B's and R's and A's and D's that was, like to get it to go Brad.
He's actually just got one button that's pre-programmed to say Brad in a sassy way.
yes,
But
Yeah, much like the rest of this movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because if
there's a lot of sassy
you
Brading.
you want to play the
Sassy
drinking
Bradding.
game. You're playing the Brad drinking game if you watch this movie.
no.
No, do not. No.
Do not, because you will die.
Yeah.
Sip.
However,
Don't even sip. You'll still die.
Okay.
I kind of like after we hit about the 45-minute mark, I was like, man, we should have been keeping track of how many times the word
Should've had a-
Brad is uttered.
Should have had a Bradometer.
Yes.
Get down to Brad tax.
Yeah.
Anyway. But yes.
Anyway, yes.
Yes, this shit is going crazy, and he's ordering everyone to, go find everything and go do the things. But then it's like, his kid shows up. Well, first his kid shows up, and he's like, I don't have time for this. Why don't you go see a movie? Or
With
something.
Earl over there.
Yeah,
It's
and
just a guy with an emoticon T-shirt. Just
Like old school. Like,
Yeah.
ANSI style emoticon.
Yes.
And I don't know. They panned to him for like half a second, but it was like, why is he working there? Because he kind of looked like a very special person. Like, I don't know. I don't know
he
what his
was
function
also
was.
just standing in
He
the
was
hallway
just like, I'm waiting
during this
you know,
emergency.
yeah.
Look, he may be a little weird, but maybe he's a extraordinary programmer or
Yeah.
just a good guy.
But so the kid's like, whatever, Dad. I'll just go do homework.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes to go see Poindexter.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they chat, and he's
Well,
like,
he welcomes him in.
To the Hacker Shack.
Oh,
The
yes.
Hacker Shack.
that's true. He does. He says, come on into the Hacker Shack.
Yep.
We'll play some hacky sack in the Hacker Shack.
Because we were all hoping
Because
we
it's
go
15
to a,
miles to the
Yeah.
Hacker Shack.
To the love shack. Hack
Sorry.
shack,
I
baby.
apologize.
but we were all hoping he would go to a hacker den
Yes.
where hopefully there would be
Yeah.
neon lights and skateboard
And a
you
girl
know,
with a nose ring.
ramps.
Yeah.
Teens on
Yeah.
rollerblades.
Yeah. Welcome to the hacker community.
Yeah. But no.
You haven't passed
it's-
your hacking test yet.
It's just Timothy Busfield acting like an asshole.
Yep. Well, like a giddy asshole, because he's
Yeah.
like, I hacked into, video game company. It's just like, why'd you do that? And he's like, I don't know, because it could. Anyway, what are you going to do? Huh? Let's go over here.
His line readings in this scene are pretty good, though, because, like,
Yeah.
we know he's the bad guy, but he hasn't, like, completely presented that he's wholly evil yet.
Yeah. You're not quite sure exactly.
Well, aside from murdering 200 people in a nuclear plant.
Well, again, like, you're not even sure if it was, like, he actually did that or was just proud of it because he fucking hates,
Yeah.
the other guy.
Yeah,
Like,
but-
'cause they haven't really revealed that, like, he did this.
yeah, but you do find out right away.
Yes,
because he's
he's
basically like, hey, kid, come listen to this. And
He's
he
like,
plays-
remember this was a song your dad used to play in the building when you walked in. It was like the ambient music, and he's like, cool. He's like, do you want me to download it to your MP3?
Yeah. And he
And
hands him this giant tape
Yeah.
deck MP3 player with holds
Yeah.
2 songs.
hands him his Narcos jukebox or whatever the fuck it is.
Narcos.
Well, I was saying it's a knockoff Arcos. It's a Narcos.
Yeah. I like it.
I don't know, but he hands it.
He's like, give me your MP3.
Yeah, I just. This starts the how much they're going to get wrong about technology shit because he
Well,
I
it
don't know
started
why
in
that
the
bothered
opening.
me so much.
hand me
Like,
your MP3.
it's like, what? Here's this.
Yeah,
Here's all the ones and
Here's
zeros.
that's a bucket of ones and zeros.
Here you go. You've been on Napster today. All these mislabeled Weird Al songs. Here you go.
Yes, every funny song is attributed to Weird Al.
Yep.
But yes, and then he loads the song onto the thing, and it's like, oh, that's the same song. Okay, yeah, we see where this is going. He actually is a bad guy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
and
when
I
he
guess-
leaves, he's like, play it for your dad.
Yeah. And I guess the kid just doesn't look around the place. Doesn't get to see the string theory wall with...
He walked right past the Phase 2
Yeah.
destroyed nuclear plant.
This kid
Yeah.
is also a fucking idiot.
Yes.
I mean,
Yes.
let's be fair, because it's about to get even dumber. Because he goes back to Dad's company.
Yep.
Breezes through security because like they've already established this as a security guy that has to ask the standard like, do you have any foreign software? Blah blah blah. Like and he's just like
No.
he's like mimicking along with him as a
Yeah.
typical asshole teenager would do, and then just busts right into his dad's office and his dad's not there. He's just like, well, I'm going to sit at his desk and pick up the photo of him and I, and then hidden behind it is a picture with all 3 of us when he was married to my mom.
Yep.
That he hides behind here. And he's like, well, I'll tell you what, I'll write a note that, and I'll copy this MP3 to his computer. And
He'll download it to his computer.
yeah. And apparently you don't even have to like play the song. It just gets on there and
Yep.
it infects the system. So very quickly, like as soon as shit starts going bad, this is where the movie kind of gets infuriating because, I mean, I don't want to try to like list off all the things that this starts doing, but it's like first it fucks with the electrical. Well, it blew up the power plant first.
Yes.
Then it fucks with the electrical inside the building, like inside the art. What the hell is it called? Armco? What the fuck is it?
Autocon. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Autocon.
what happens is like, okay, it's like 8:00.
Yeah, and everyone's like, well,
We're
we
gonna
know
knock off for the night.
yeah, we know a whole bunch of people died. It might be our fault, but we're going home. We'll be in early tomorrow.
Yeah.
And they're like, all right, bye.
Yeah. So it's just him and his dad having a conversation.
And his dad walked in like while he's unplugging
Yeah.
the USB from his computer, and he's just like, "Did you download something on my computer?" And he's like,
no dad.
"No, dad."
It's
Yeah.
uploading,
Yeah.
not downloading.
And honestly, it wouldn't even really be uploading because that denotes between two computers, and this is just a device directly connected. Mm-hmm. So it's really more like copying a file, you asshole.
transfer is the correct term.
Right.
Yeah. But then the lights start going haywire, and the people who just left are in the elevator going down. And so there's a bunch of so it stops the elevator, and there's a bunch of, hey, what's going on? Look at the system, look at the webcams, do all the things. And you just start to see the computer system take over and undoing all the safety protocols on the elevator. And everyone's like, what's it doing? I don't know. And then it just crashes this elevator to the point where the people in the elevator are like in one of those skydiving wind tunnels. They're just like floating halfway through the elevator.
Yeah, like indoor skydiving things.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And then they die.
Yep.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
And then they cart them all off in one body bag.
Yes. Yes.
We only
they
ever
do.
see them cart one body bag out.
Well, they all
I do like that the
Pancake.
news crew
Oh, that's
is
true.
like,
They would be officially stacked.
fit them all in there.
yeah, the news crew is like, freaking. They got the camera like 3 inches from the bag.
Yeah, like, we got
it's
this.
Like, yeah, your footage sucks.
Checking
friend.
this out, man. It's just
Look at
a
this black
bag.
screen.
Yeah.
They could just maybe roll them up like a poster.
Probably. Yeah.
Hang them on the wall. It's my friend Art.
Like a taquito.
Yes, precisely like a taquito.
Taquito. So anyway, they did.
Yes, they
Yeah,
are.
they did.
Yeah.
But like, still at this point, he doesn't immediately go, "Fuck, sorry, Dad. I plugged something in your computer. Maybe it did this."
Yeah, no, he's just like, man, this is really weird.
Yeah.
Anyway, take me home.
And he goes home, and still, like, Counselor Troy's there, and immediately like, "Where were you? Your dad doesn't usually care about you, and now he keeps you late. What the hell? I've been worried." He's like, "Did you not look at the news?" She's like, "No, I've been calling everywhere." And then
Yeah.
he's like, "Yeah, some things happened."
Yeah.
And he's just about to tell, like, some people died at Dad's office, and that's why I'm late. And then their house starts going fucking crazy.
Yeah, because there was a quick glimpse in the office of the emailing the MP3 player to their house.
Yes.
It's just, it did it by itself, basically. It was just like, here, take this.
Yeah.
So,
And again, this is like, it activates everything electronic in their house.
yeah,
Like,
but it also blows up lamps, blows up their television, makes the disc changer on their CD player
Right.
come in and out like, ooh, scary. But
this is random.
but it's just fucking with everything. And the kid is like, I'm just going to baseball bat this monitor because I can't hack my way into this and stop it. And then the mom's like, no, what are you doing? And then it just stops.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, there's a whole lot of like, just fucking unplug it, you assholes. Like, there's a whole bunch of like. So now 2 things. Like, first of all, I'm sorry, 3 things: a nuclear plant in another country, the building, and now they're home. And still, they're like, oh, we should probably tell somebody, maybe, or but no.
well, there's a news conference at the business the next day. Michael Nuri has to go out there and explain himself to the media, which consists of 18 photographers and 1 reporter who gets to ask all the questions. And like, 3rd or 4th question is, your system runs this entire city. Should we be concerned? And he's like, oh, no. It's okay.
Yeah, it's
and
all
that's the
human
last
error.
that's the last time anyone expresses concern about everything being hooked up. Well,
Yes.
there's one more conversation later, but
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
'cause
because the internal publicist for the company,
Oh, yeah.
who is very antagonistic to his boss.
well, okay, so right after this, basically, you see the thing take over. You see a computer representation of it heading towards the regular power grid, and then there's like this literally shit birdemic shot of this city with just shitty CG fires on it.
No. First, we get
Or
actually like close up at a gas station.
That's true, there was
where
the
they
gas station.
they do bother to blow up a real car and
Yeah.
and launch it and flip it. I mean, it's a shitbox old like gutted BMW, but like still, they actually have a practical explosion in this movie filled with shitty CG.
Okay, so there's a lady in a phone booth, and the phone booth just starts sparking for no reason, and then the dude who's pumping gas is like, "What?" And the gas hose comes out of his car, so that's when the gas station sign turns into this weird CG bubble, and that thing explodes, and it's just sparks pouring out of the sign that ignites the gas that blows up the car.
Yeah, it doesn't blow up the gas station, just that single car, but
Yes.
still, people are diving away, and then yes, we get a long shot of the city with,
Yes, just little CG fires everywhere.
Yep.
and still at this point, no one's like, huh, maybe we should unplug the
Unplug
autocom.
from the fucking autocom.
No.
Nope. And still, the kid is like, I think at this point, that Michael Nuri has called him and like,
Well, no, this is when
Okay.
the publicist guy is walking with Michael Nuri through like the rock garden of this business, and just like, the mayor is fucking pissed.
yeah,
The city is on fire because
Yeah.
of you.
What are you gonna
and
do
he
about
holds
this?
you personally responsible.
what are you going to do about this, Brad? Because everyone like this is like
Yeah.
like one of many sassy Brads that's dropped, and the other one was like the wheelchair guy who's just like I don't know how they programmed it, but he's just like you should probably tell somebody we should do this, Brad.
Yeah.
But it's just this
Yeah.
elongated computer,
Yep.
Brad. But
Yeah, but they get some sort like his security guy is like, we think the file came from in here somewhere.
yeah, inside it had to be inside the building, and then
Yeah.
and well, it's the wheelchair dude is like,
That's
it's
right.
like it actually came from inside the building, your terminal specifically.
Right.
So he calls Dylan, his son, and is just like, hey, I know I asked you this the other day, but are you sure you didn't download anything to my computer? And he's just like, no, Dad. And it's like, the fuck, kid, like. Own up to it.
He gives him like
Jesus.
3
Yeah.
chances too. He's like, listen, I'm not going to be mad. My name's Brad. Can Please just tell me because people are dying. I can't believe you're accusing me of this, Dad. And he's like, all right, son, fine. Whatever. Yeah, so the kid's just basically not helping, is keeping the movie going, basically.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. But it also doesn't really matter because it's already in the system. It doesn't.
Right. Yeah, because they have actually identified it. Like, wheelchair dude is like hacking it. And It's
Yeah.
like, look, I found it, and it's like not quite Cyrillic alphabet, but it's like
Right.
this weird bit of code, and it's hopping around.
Right. So the power grid going crazy is not what got the mayor upset. What got the mayor upset is that the water treatment plant pumped nonstop chlorine into the water, and a bunch of kids at a park drank it and all went to the hospital. That's why the PR guy showed up. He was
Yeah.
like, 7 kids are in the hospital, Brad. The mayor holds you responsible for this. So, yeah, even after the power grid exploded and everything in town was on fire,
Right.
the water treatment facility was like, nah, and they've got their server out in the open.
Oh, they
Like
do.
it's some like uncovered gazebo where they've got all their computer shit. And it's just like, yeah, it's not going to affect us.
It's the PC Palapa. Jesus. But I just want to point out again, like, if anyone's ever been in a pool, right,
Yes.
you can taste chlorine.
These kids were dumb.
Obviously.
All of them. They were just real dumb.
Obviously.
Because they just drank that
The
water.
dumbest.
Yeah.
All the water.
Well, that one kid was fucking chugging it.
It was,
Yes.
yeah.
That one kid, I think he was just trying to piss off the rest of the kids
It was
in
like,
line.
I've waited all this time to
Yeah.
drink water. Now I'm going to drink all the water.
Yeah. But
That kid probably.
so
did.
they're angry, but still nobody's unplugging their autocom system. The kid's still not saying, yeah, I downloaded an MP3, which cannot possibly contain a virus, but it does anyway. It's a harmonic virus that can trigger just by playing. I don't know.
Yeah.
The fuck is happening?
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's around this time that the virus starts doing its own thing, and we start to realize, oh,
Oh yeah, no. There's a scene where like Timothy Busfield is like back, looking at his computer and like planning the next thing, and then it just starts talking to him.
yeah. He's like, what?
Yeah.
And this,
well, no. Before there was a scene where it talked to Michael Nuri in his
Yeah.
office, and I figured it was just Timothy Busfield doing the Scream voice modulator thing.
Yeah.
But no, it's the computer virus because the very next scene he's at the computer, Timothy Busfield's at the computer, and it's like hello there. It's like you created me, but I am alive now.
yeah.
Because he did this whole thing about like they want to make computers automate things and take jobs away from people, and I think the future should be AI. It should be better than us, and that whole like pseudoscience bullshit. Like
Yeah.
why people that want computers to replace us for some reason, but
Those people are dumb.
yeah, but anyway, that's his very weak ass motivation for creating this thing, and now it's an AI computer virus thing
Yeah.
that is thinking for itself and
And has a list.
improvising
Has
because they do this whole thing where it's like, yeah, it was just supposed to mess with the power. Dropping the elevator was its own idea, and
Yeah.
they're like, what do you mean that can't exist? And he's like, oh, but it does.
Yeah. Yeah, and it goes on a rant to Timothy Busfield. It's just like, I got a list. This whole town is going to die. It's sorry, that's just the way
Well,
it
the whole
is.
world. He's like,
Yeah.
you call me a computer virus, but humans are the virus.
Yeah, it
There's
goes,
humans are
Fucking
the disease.
edgelord.
I'm the cure.
that actually is said
Yeah.
later in the movie.
But then he's like,
So it watched The Matrix.
or watch
Or
Cobra.
I'm going with
Or
Cobra.
Cobra.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, and
A
then
more
he-
relevant movie.
And
Yes.
then he's like, this whole city's pretty much fucked. You kind of created me, so you should probably get out of town. And because he's like, Michael Nuri's top on my list because he's actively trying to stop me.
Yeah.
And he's like, where am I on your list? And he's like, I'm not going to answer that, but you should probably
Yeah.
leave.
Don't worry, Dave.
Yeah, you should.
You'll be fine.
You should go to the Cayman Islands.
Yeah, because the computer has dumped Michael Nuri's money into a Cayman Islands account, and so the cops, I don't know for some reason how over the span
Well,
of 12
the computer
hours
didn't even do it. Timothy Busfield did.
did he do it? I thought
Yes.
the
No,
computer
no,
did
the
it.
computer said he did it for him. The computer's like, I
Yeah.
deposited his money in a Cayman Island account and booked you a flight.
Yeah.
Be at the airport at 9 o'clock.
Yeah, the computer did it.
Yeah.
Because so it's only been 12. I don't know how the local PD.
They actually said the banks notified us that you transferred all your money to the Cayman
Okay,
Islands. That
well,
seems suspicious, so we're here to ask you
I
about
guess, but yeah, Cop Man shows up.
It's not
Cop
like
Dog.
the cops found out. It's the bank
Yeah.
said, hey,
Okay.
the richest guy in town just put all his money in the Cayman Islands
Well-
while they're under investigation for, maybe
Yeah.
murdering a bunch of people.
So local detective man shows up, and the guy in the wheelchair is trying to actively block him.
Yeah.
He's like, "Wait for the lawyer,"
Yeah.
and so
you wouldn't fuck with a crippled guy, would you?
And then he even does like,
I'll
is
say
he
it.
under arrest?
yeah. So he lets the dude ask like 3 questions, and then he starts just using his wheelchair to push him out of the
It's
office.
so good.
He's just like, "Now this interview is over.
But
Go."
without moving, he just like, he pivots.
Yeah.
He like pivot pushes.
Yeah. He's like, go, out now. So, yeah. So anyway, Timothy Westfield's gonna go. Michael Nuri at this point, after I guess talking to a computer face that has declared itself to be a sentient virus, has gone to Counselor Troy's house and is basically like, "Listen, kid."
Yeah, he's just like, I need to come in. I know we're not married anymore, but I need to talk to Dylan.
Yeah.
And he's like, last chance.
Yeah, you need to tell me now. And she's like, "Don't yell at him." And he's like, "Don't tell me not to yell at him." And then they're all just like, hey, yelling. And he's just like, "Yeah, I did it.
I did it because I thought it was a song that you would like from when you were younger.
I
and it would
downloaded
make you
it."
happy.
And he's like, "No, you didn't. Where'd you get it?"
Well, the yelling really starts when he's like, "Yeah, where'd you get it?" And that's when when
Yeah.
he gets scolded for yelling at him.
Yeah.
And then eventually he's just like,
"I got it from Poindexter."
"Yeah, whatever, Ethan something or
Elliot.
Elliot
Nesher?
Nesher.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Yes, he went after Al Capone.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Man, you're a dumbass.
Hey, I had the same thought during the movie.
Yeah.
Don't blame him. But yeah, so they're like, "Why the hell were you talking to him? What the fuck? That guy's crazy."
I love it. The dad's like, "How are you this stupid?
Yeah.
How could you be this fucking stupid?"
And the kid just storms out like, "You're not my real dad, Dad, or you either, Alex, Mom."
Yeah,
Yeah,
And
but,
so
he's literally like, 200 people have died. And she's like, "You shouldn't yell at him."
Yeah.
And he's like, "No,
yeah,
this kid fucked everything up."
yeah.
How have I not been saying you're not my real dad, Brad?
You're not my real Brad.
But the kid steals Herbie.
Yeah, he
and
does.
just takes off. And now the computer virus is watching through traffic
all the
cameras.
all
and
the
everything.
cameras, like the webcams everybody has on their
Yeah.
stupid systems, and the traffic cams and security cams and everything.
Yeah, so
and
this-
it's fucking with the traffic camera
Right.
system or the traffic light system.
Yeah, and this starts a very generic ass car chase through Van Nuys or wherever the fuck they are.
San
nice.
Dimas.
Yeah, and eventually they just the virus programs it so that the light doesn't change and one car plows into
Not really.
car.
Like it. Like he's kind of I would say he's flying down the road. He's flying down the road as well as you can in like a 1974 Volkswagen.
well, he keeps fast
Bug,
and
but-
furiousing the gear shift like he's going into fucking hyperdrive.
He does, but like all it does is it turns both lights green, and this car comes from a standing stop and manages to just fucking wreck this car.
Oh yeah,
Like it
flips it over.
Oh yeah,
That's good.
Yeah,
But
and,
yeah.
and they're just like, "My son,
Yeah.
get him
Yeah.
out of
Like,
there."
yes, he's dead.
yeah.
Kill him.
So they drag him out with his neck injury and everything.
Yeah.
and then as he wakes up, he just starts fucking bawling. Just, I didn't mean, I'm an idiot. So then they just take him to the hospital because, like, right after he confesses, they look up and 18 other car crashes happen from various other movies that they have spliced into this.
Also, like, I like that. Like, after the crash happens and they're like desperately like clawing at the door, like they're human jaws of lifing it.
Yeah.
And like all these other cars are just like, that's cool. Peace.
Yeah.
Like, just lots of cars just going by, like, whatever.
They tell one guy in one car to call 911, and he kind of gets out like, how do I do that? Like, no cell phones yet, really.
Will the computer No, people had cell phones in 2000.
Not everybody.
Yeah,
Not everybody.
Pretty close.
No, that guy didn't, because he just gets out and is like, I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
I guess I'll walk off
Go
screen.
in this glass box on a street.
Yeah.
But yes, they go to the hospital, and of course, lots of other people at the hospital because the town's going apeshit at this point.
Yeah, 'cause
and then he
everything's
just
on
kind of
fire.
walks out with like a little bandage on it. It's just like, yeah, I'm okay. They said there's bigger fish to fry, and they're like, well, you got to take us. Where is this guy? You know, where's Timothy Busfield?
Take us to the Hacker Shack. Yeah, so they drive to the Hacker Shack, and so Brad calls the police, but the virus intercepts the call, and it's just like, okay, Brad, we'll let him know. Well, the cops will go, you know. And we know it's the virus, but he thinks he's talking to the cops. So,
But the virus also called the cops and said, I know who the killer is.
Yeah.
It's what's his face, and he's,
and
at,
he's
this
at this address. So they
It's
get
Brad.
there. Timothy Busfield's gone, and they're just poking around at all his junk bullshit. And then Timothy Busfield pops up on screen, and he's like, "Hey, I'm not there. If you're wondering, I'm over here in green screen land." And they have this long conversation with him, and then he just starts morphing into all of them.
he's just like, oh, by the way, I'm not actually whatever
Yeah.
the fuck his face is, but
yeah, and Elliot.
yeah. But then
And-
he's like, oh, this is the virus. I'm going to stop it here, and he starts hacking at the keyboard, and all the various faces with everyone else's voice except
Yes.
for the person on screen is like,
Don't
I
wanna
wouldn't
do
do
that.
that. You shouldn't touch that.
Brad.
And then, of course, because it has pyrokinetic abilities, it just starts a fire.
Well, this place was a fire trap.
It was a little bit. He did have a big giant stack of papers and whatnot, which Chekhov's papers did burn. You know, because we said that in the very first scene is like, you know, like a 4-foot high stack of papers.
Like, that's a fire hazard.
Yeah, and yes, it is.
It turns out it was. So the place starts catching on fire, and they're running towards the front door. But then they're like, the virus is like, I called the cops for you, Brad. They're here to get you. Ha ha. You know. So, so they have to run from the cops, and the cops are just immediately like, Brad, we know you're in there. You're coming with us. You're under arrest.
And then they were just like, he always said back door.
Yeah.
So maybe he has
That
a
must
door
mean-
in the back. Which, he just has like a
Where is it?
slightly hidden freight elevator.
Yeah.
Like,
They get in this freight elevator, and they're looking around like, where's the door? And he's like, oh, it's an elevator.
from door. Out. Get out.
Good one.
No.
So yeah, they escape, and God, so they
It's at this point that like the world has gone full birdemic or virus demic or however you want to put it, because like
Brad Dimmick.
Brad Demick, there you
Demick.
go. Is
it's good.
I mean, they have there's a shot at a military site where they just start launching missiles out, and I like that when one of them gets launched, one of the sergeant or whoever goes, "Who did that?"
Who did that?
It's not what you want to hear when you're running a nuclear silo.
The weird thing, all right, so as stupid and bad at graphics as most of this movie is, narratively, it actually made a lot of sense until this point. It got very confusing right
Yeah.
here because everything said, like, the last thing they discovered when they saw the grid of what the virus planned to do, it was like, it's going to the nuke plant.
Yeah, there was one more red line coming out of the Hacker Shack or the Autocon building
Right.
that was headed towards the nuclear plant, and
And
so they're like, "Oh, we got to go. We got to get there.
we got to warn them.
Yeah.
And so they're driving there like
Right.
so they try to call, and of course it's like, this isn't the nuclear plant. Everything's fine. Ha 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 ha.
Right.
You know, because it intercepted the phone call. So they're like, we have to go there.
Yeah. So they're heading there, and then we cut to these military dudes, and you're like, "Wait, power plants
Wait.
aren't run by the military."
Well, no, because specifically because they said nuke plant.
Right.
Like for a second, I'm like, did they mean like the nuclear missile
Yeah.
silo? Like
Yeah.
you know, like is that what a nuke plant is?
Yeah,
Like where
it's
they
weird,
build
like-
the nuclear weapons?
Yeah, it's
weapons.
It's so confusing because like I'm looking at it like, why is the military running this power plant? That doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
But also it's like,
but when it's arming the missiles, it's like, oh, is that what they
did they
meant?
just mean where they keep the nukes here at this sleepy
But no, they
town
mean
in
two different
California?
things. These mean just standard like
Yeah.
anti air missile type
Yeah.
things. These are not nukes.
Right.
Tomahawks.
Yeah, sure.
Right.
They're cruise
Okay.
missiles.
Yeah.
And even like so, like before this happened, like they steal a license plate and they're hanging out in a parking garage for a while, and they're just like for some reason having a discussion about their marriage.
I think that comes later.
No, this was
Oh, okay.
this was when before they went to go drive. So they're sitting there, and we've also been seeing Timothy Busfield in a tiny plane because he's headed toward the Cayman Islands.
Which I pointed out that like he's in a little puddle jumper going from California to the Caribbean. That's going to be a lot of stops.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they were going to the main airport because they're
that what it
radioing the
was?
tower to get
Okay.
it. But also there is a major plane taking off or just going up. And so, of course, the airport is still plugged into the autocom.
Of course.
The virus takes it over and sets these planes on a collision course, which they collide in a hilarious CG explosion
Yep.
that causes a mushroom cloud in the sky.
Yeah, the only thing funnier is Timothy Busfield's reaction to hearing his song playing over the
Yeah.
the radio.
That was
in
pretty
the
choice.
It's
Yeah.
kind of
little
kind
jumper.
of the Italian Spider-Man reaction. It kind of is like when it starts playing, he does the
He's head back just chilling with his eyes closed. Here's it comes on, sits up with his eyes just bugging out, and then planes collide. And then so they cut back to the family who's hiding in this parking garage watching this explosion happen, and and Dylan's like, "I'm so sorry." And this is when they're like, "It's going to the nuke plant. We got to go."
Yeah,
I
I don't know that he was like. Someone pointed out like, how did they know he was on the plane? I think he was just saying he was sorry because like he just probably witnessed a whole bunch of people die. In
well,
the
yeah,
sky.
I don't think he was sorry about Timothy Busfield.
I don't think
dying.
he
I
knew
think
he
he was
was
sorry
on-
about a plane exploding
Right.
with people on it.
Sure,
So, but anyway,
but yes, they're fast and furious trying to not so fast and not so furious.
no, they're
trying
going
to,
about 30 miles an
yeah,
hour.
they're doing the speed limit, trying to get to the nuke plant
Yeah.
before the computer virus that can travel at the speed of light.
I mean, it's a Chrysler Sebring. It can only do so much.
oh okay.
Yes. So
the car of billionaires,
Yes.
the Chrysler Sebring.
They
No,
should have.
it's not a
They should have
LeBaron.
brung a faster car because they're.
They couldn't see to bring a faster car.
But they're driving across a CG bridge.
yes,
And the first tomahawk hits the middle of the bridge right in front of him,
Yep.
and like a really like well, I guess you'd call this like false lies moment because it's not true lies. Like it's
no. And the
saying like
effects in True Lies are bad too.
yeah, but not like this.
no.
This
Not
is
like
maybe
this.
one of the better CG effects in this movie.
And it's bad.
In terms of blending, like the part where
Oh, sure, yeah.
where the Sebring is stopped,
Yeah.
and you can see, and they show like crumbling bridge in front of it.
Yeah.
It's all right. It's all right.
No, it's not.
It is all right for this movie. I'm just
No.
it gets a little credit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway,
A
so
wee bit
they're
credit.
they're
Yeah.
stopped here.
And then I like that the virus just fires off the other 5 missiles and they just
Well-
blow up somewhere in the city.
Yep, and I also like that it takes over one of the roadway signs and it says "No exit, Brad."
Oh, yeah. So they've stopped at the explosion on the bridge, and then just suddenly, just like godlight is coming from behind them. They're like, "What the hell?" And they turn around, and even though it's clearly not on that bridge, there is a giant highway sign where it just says "No exit, Brad."
But this thing in its searching of the internet, it saw LA Story and said, "I can do that."
Yeah, I can hack that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
So they
but
they figure out.
then they're like, "Oh, well, something with the this thing can't just be transferring its AI consciousness. That's too big and too massive. It's got to be housed on a server somewhere." And
It's
they're
gotta
like,
have a brain.
Yeah, it's got to have a brain somewhere. They're like, well, it's not in Timothy Busfield's place because that got all fucked up and it wouldn't fuck up its own house. And it's like, it's at Autocon's headquarters.
Yeah.
And so they have to sneak back into his own building.
Yeah, but they're like, we destroyed all of our electronics. We threw them on the ground and ran them over. What are we going to do? We don't have a air-gapped piece of technology to plug into this to hack it. And the kid...
Nice. I'm using the air gap.
Thanks.
That's cool.
So the kid, who is... This is not something dumb. He's demonstrated that he's had this throughout the movie. Pulls out his purple Game Boy Color and is just like, will this do? And the mom's like, yes.
Well, I like
No,
that
it will not.
I like that you started to argue that it's like, well, no, that thing's online, and I was like, no, it's a Nintendo. It most certainly is not online.
Oh, when I was arguing it, I was not saying it seriously.
Yeah.
I was like, no, that's fucking
Trust me,
dumb.
there's no way that fucking AI virus knew its like 25-digit friend code.
Nope.
Right?
Yeah. So Troy hacks this Game Boy she's like, I can't believe I'm an ethicist and I just programmed a virus onto this. And so they run into the building and
But they're like, it's a virus to kill the other virus.
Right,
And she's
yeah.
like, oh, I guess that makes it okay then.
they actually do say that. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a virus to kill the virus.
Yeah.
Because there was also a scene in a park where Michael Nuri's just drawing on the ground with a stick.
That was dumb. That was so fucking dumb. He's like, all right, here, if we're here, then we need to go there. And
You're
maybe,
the bottle cap and you and you fucking button hook.
but I want to be the stick.
Yeah.
But yeah, he basically just like, we got to go back to AutoCom headquarters. It's right here. And we're like, we know where the fuck it is.
Yeah.
We've all been there. Like,
Why are
a
you
lot of,
drawing it?
like, 2 of us used to work there, and one of them's been there like every
the
week.
kid's like every week he's there.
But yeah, so they have to sneak back in past the same security guard who's just like, oh yeah, he probably did. He's a fucking
Yeah, that guy's a
nutcase.
weirdo.
Yeah, this guy just turns on his boss like quick, and
I hope he
But
got
the-
fired. We don't see what happened to that guy, but I hope he got
but,
fired.
but of course he just like goes to the keypad and it's like, oh, they locked out my access code, and he's just like, well, I'm a computer genius, but I guess we're fucked now. Until wheelchair
Yeah.
guy's like, beep, come on in.
yeah,
He's like, what took you so
Yeah.
long?
you're
You-
a terrible cat burglar.
Yeah, you and
I
me, a
can run
computer
here
genius.
faster than you.
Yeah.
Ha, 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 ha.
You don't always die from tobacco.
They see me rolling, they hating.
So yeah, they go down to the server room and plug the Game Boy into the thing.
Yeah. Well,
also-
not right away, because first they have to do this whole thing with a. I'm not sure if it's a.
It looked like a
It
label
looked like a
maker.
label maker, but I might give it that it might be a multimeter.
Oh, yeah.
But it actually
yeah,
looked
it
like
seemed to be saying
there's a
some things
display.
about
the screen
polls.
almost looked like it was supposed to be a portable oscilloscope. And it's
Yeah.
like, okay. But anyway, they've got a device, and they're trying to pinpoint what server rack it's actually in / what server.
Yep.
So they have to do this whole thing. And I love that, like, he is having the kid read off the sequence, and the kid goes, A1, and then he's like, okay, and next he's like, B2,
Yeah.
and it's like, wait a second.
Yeah.
And it's like, what's next? I don't know. C3?
Yeah, and it's like
It's like,
P.O.
he's like, well, how about we skip down a little bit? He's like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
How about N14?
yeah.
You know?
All right, yeah.
It's like, wow, yeah.
Bingo.
And nobody, and
good thing
nobody
you got that
made a
secret
friggin'
decoder
You Sunk
ring.
My Battleship reference.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lame.
I expect the taunting computer voice to
Yeah.
taunt them with that, but no,
No.
none of that.
But like you were saying about the taunting computer voice, at this point, this thing is a fucking chatterbox, and it's just taunting them the entire time.
Why are you even bothering, Brad?
Yeah,
I've already
Brad.
got control of everything.
I'm gonna murder all of you, Brad. Don't touch that, Brad.
But then, like, once
Why don't you spend your final moments with your family, Brad?
Yeah. But like it at this point, like when they actually locate the server, it somehow gains a whole new ability because it disconnects an electrical cord and starts wiggling it around like a fire hose turned
Yeah.
on.
Take this, Brad.
First, actually, I'm sorry. First, it electrocutes him when he tries to grab the server, and that blows him back. And then they're like, and then it water wiggles this electrical cable,
It does, yeah. It totally does.
and then they're just like, I don't know, it's dumb. So they send
is, yeah.
they send wheelchair guy off to hack in and turn off the power.
Yes.
And it's like, he's a fucking cyborg, so he's been off the grid. He's been air gapped.
Right, yes. He is not exposed to this virus
And
until he is.
and then he has to USB into to hack this virus, and the computer's like, I'm going to kill you, right? And he's like, yeah, I know.
Yeah, bring it on.
Let's have a taunt off.
Yeah.
You go first.
Our computer voices will fight. So, yeah.
Your mom's so fat. She takes up an entire hard drive. Ha 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 ha.
Yeah, but he does whatever he's supposed to do, and then the thing's like, haha, fuck you, and blows up his chair, and so that guy's dead.
Yep.
And man, they show concern for him for maybe 12 seconds. They're like, hey,
Well, the only so Dylan comes out. The kid comes out first and sees him dead. He's like, "Oh no, you!" And then like Counselor Troy's in there trying to help Michael Nuri.
Yeah.
And then like it turns on the Halon system, which they had set up earlier because the tour guide lady was like, "This facility is equipped with the Halon system, which
Yeah.
sucks the oxygen out." Like,
if you happen to work in this room, here's what's going to happen.
if it goes off, you want to get out real quick. So like, of course, it's like I am initiating the Halon system. You might want to get out of here. So Counselor Troy, like, he's like, get out, go be with Dylan.
Yeah.
So she leaves before the
Spend
door.
your last moments with our son.
Yeah, our dipshit son.
So
who
it
caused
seals
all
the door,
this.
and it's like, it's like he's heroic sacrifice hacking. Sacrifice.
Yes, it's a sacrifice.
But yeah, she comes out and is like, oh no, wheelchair guy, and then for like half a second, and it's just like,
Anyway, your father's in there.
yeah. Yeah.
The Halcyon system's on.
Of all the CEOs I've ever
yeah.
known, he was the most human. Yeah.
Yep.
Because, he final Game Boy advances, or
Man, at one point
Boy
he is
Color.
just
Color,
randomly touching this Game Boy, like not even the buttons.
oh
Just,
no, he's doing the Konami code at one point. I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure. Like that's how you start the hack and get 30 lives, which is probably how you survive the Halon. But yeah, he hits one final button and it sort of lawnmower mans its way out. Like I honestly was actually expecting it to start fucking singing Daisy.
Yeah.
Like the way it was going,
I
because it was
expected
just
that
like,
as well.
no, Brad, you don't order.
Yeah, I like that. I do like that it gets less, like,
Yeah.
it gets more worse until it's just basically default Mac speaking
Yeah.
voice.
It really is. Yeah, well, yeah, like the original one.
Yep.
Yeah.
The actual Stephen Hawking one.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they save the day and the door opens and they run in. It's like, hey, wake up!
Yeah, and they try CPR and stuff.
Right. And then it fades out. And so earlier, like before the computer had revealed itself to have a voice, the dad was trying to record a message to his kid to just say, I'm going to be a better dad because
he was like,
the wheelchair guy told him to.
he threw his own logic against him. He's like, you don't like to talk to your employees. Maybe you don't like to talk to your son. So
Yeah.
use this webcam, record a message.
So the finale of this movie is the kid sitting at the dad's desk watching this Michael Nuri video, and you're like, oh, the dad died. And then the dad just comes in and stops the video, and he's like, whatever.
He's like, that's basically what I was trying to say.
Yeah, I'll be a better dad. And they're like, yeah, okay. And
Credits.
I guess everyone in the company is dead, and they are probably bankrupt, but
Somebody in the Cayman
Probably.
Islands is living high on his
that's
hog.
true, yes. Somebody.
Yep.
But yeah, that,
Maybe we make the like the FX2 sequel where they go to the Cayman Islands and hack their way into his own accounts.
yeah. Yep. But
Yeah.
a little piece of the computer virus survived and is hanging out in the Cayman Islands.
Right.
Just
There's a
sitting on
little
a
computer
beach.
virus with a Mai Tai.
Uh-huh.
I requested it with no salt.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's,
That's
terminal error.
terminal error.
Yeah.
Brad.
Brad.
So I guess we rate it because
Yes.
the music's terrible and there's no
Oh,
other
yeah, no starter.
ancillary stuff.
Nope, none of that.
Nope.
I'll go.
Okay.
All right, this is not a good movie, but it is occasionally enjoyable. Mostly because, for some reason, like everything about this feels like a TV movie. There's no swearing. There's like minimal violence. There's barely there's like the tiniest trickle of blood when he gets in a horrific car accident
Yeah.
in a death trap of an automobile.
Right.
And
Oh god, there's such a good shot in the middle of that too when the car is rotating around that they've just filmed of him like with shit flying around in the air.
but so it's got this weird like TV movie thing feel to it with no like artificial commercial breaks in it. So I don't know the backstory of this at all, but regardless, like there's people turning in little performances that I just appreciate when actors are like, I don't give a shit what movie I'm in, I'm still going to do my best. And there's several people that do it. Wheelchair Dude is one of them.
Yeah.
Timothy Busfield is one of them.
Yep.
The PR guy or whatever the hell, he's just like, when he gets so sassy at Brad, it's good.
Yeah.
I mean, there's one we didn't
Yeah.
even mention. There's one video call where he's just like,
Oh yeah.
so
where
that's what it was. Yeah, when the kids died, that was the video call.
Yes.
When he was walking through the Zen garden was
Okay.
when the electrical shit happened.
You're right, yeah.
But he gets a video call. He's like, yeah, like 6 kids got chlorine poisoning because of our systems. What are you going to do about it, Brad? And then
Yeah.
he's just like,
And
we're
he's
looking.
like, he's like, we're doing everything
we're looking
we
into
can.
it. And the
He
guy's
goes,
just like,
Are you?
yeah, are you? And then bloop, you know,
Yeah.
like that.
Because the video conference software has this very dramatic, like the shot pulls out and disappears.
Yeah.
and it's a very effective way to end a video call where you just go boop and then you just you just
wipe out.
violently pull out.
Yeah.
But all that being said, I
I mean,
mean,
violently pull out.
Yeah, well, you know,
terrible CG and all
my
this,
style.
and yet this is still stupidly watchable, especially if you know anything about technology and you enjoy things like this in the net. You know that you can just look at and go like, yeah, that's
No.
fucking stupid. Like Johnny Mnemonic and
Yeah.
Hackers and Lawnmower Man, all this stuff where it's just like, what the fuck? Have you ever even seen a computer? So all that being said, I'm giving it a single jocks just
Okay.
because it is in the like, you should watch this, but you can't expect much from it because you know, if you can derive some pleasure out of those things, it's almost like an ironic one, Jocks, really. I mean, because this is not a good movie. I'm just saying, like, it's
Yes.
stupid enough that it's, I would say, yeah, watch it if you can get your hands on it.
Okay. I liked it more than that.
Okay.
This is a good bad movie. It is a bad movie, but it is very enjoyable for one of these. There are a lot of these, and they're usually unwatchable. This is crazy watchable. Like, as bad as everything is, there is enough going on from scene to scene that nothing feels like a waste of time. Like, there's just dumb bullshit always happening. And
Well, like I said, filmmaking-wise, that jarring thing of talking about a nuclear power plant or plant and then cutting to a military base with missiles, it's like, that's narratively confusing.
yes.
But
like context wise, none of it makes sense. Like the virus stuff doesn't make sense. The I mean, just down to like military guys when a missile goes off saying, "Who did that?" Just like that would not be. That's not protocol. A guy just doesn't go, "Who did that?" Like someone fucking farted in the room. No, you just launched a goddamn tomahawk at the city. So it's real dumb, and I just had a lot of fun with it. So I'm gonna give it 3 jocks. It's goddamn entertaining, and it's terrible. So, there you go.
I can't argue that. I'm going 2 jocks. This is like what we strive for in that it's earnest. It's not poking fun at itself, but it's really fucking stupid. And there's nobody like at any point that's like, this is really fucking stupid. Like, how is it making the wires overheat and explode? And like just no logic whatsoever. It's just that it's that era we just don't get anymore, where everyone's like, no, you have to rationalize everything that happens in a movie. And this is more like, nah, this is just a bunch of dumb shit. And why is it happening? Because computers. That's why it's happening. Fuck, Rag.
Yeah,
listen to me.
This is still
computers
safely,
are bad.
It's still safely in the era of people don't understand things.
Yeah.
It's just that's what happens. A computer takes over a lamp and it explodes. That's what happens.
Yeah.
you know what? I'm going to amend mine to 2 jocks, and I realized why.
Okay.
The whole movie, I was joking about cutting the hard line, and then he finally fucking does at the end.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, granted, it's a single Cat 5 cable, because the computer's like, I'm just going to download myself to another server somewhere, and he's like, oh yeah, Swiss Army knife that bitch.
Yeah, and the virus is like, oh no.
Oh no, you trapped me in here, but you're trapped in here with me.
Yeah, I killed your friend.
Yeah. But no, just because it actually paid off on finally someone cutting the hard line.
Okay. Good.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it's a lot of fun. It's really stupid, and I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Even though I was simultaneously infuriated by so many things in it, where it's just watching, like, no, that's stupid. Just like it was with Ricochet, where it's like, God, this is fucking infuriating, but it's entertaining as shit.
Yeah. Yes.
Though this is no Ricochet. Let me be clear on this.
Yeah. No.
Let me clarify.
Ricochet is an amazing stupid. However,
This is just dumb, fun, stupid.
yeah, this is dumb, fun, stupid.
Yeah.
I think I really would have hated this if I hadn't watched it with you guys. It does all the things that typically really annoy me in a movie, with a couple exceptions. It pays off a couple things, not really well, but at least it pays them off. Like, the kid has the Game Boy, and you're like, okay, yeah, he better use the Game Boy. He does. The girl talks about the Halon system at the beginning of the movie, and yeah, the Halon system pays off.
Chekhov's Halon.
Yes. And Chekhov's Game Boy Color. But, I mean, using the Game Boy Color is really dumb.
Oh.
It's extraordinarily dumb.
Unbelievably dumb.
Like,
I don't know. That thing runs Unix. He knew that.
yeah, it's
I
true.
don't know.
Well,
It's
when
true.
they have superimposed, they have put like a terminal screen on that Game Boy
Yeah.
screen when they're programming it. I'm like, no, come on. The screen's not even that bright, for fuck's sake.
It'd take you 40 years to write one line of code on a Game Boy Color.
Yeah. Up, down, left, A.
But, that's the kind of shit that I love about the net, is the complete disregard for, how computer work, actually.
Yeah.
I can give the net a little bit more credit because really nobody knew how computer worked back in 1995. This is 2002. I think we all learned some lessons from Y2K. So
Yes. Computers are bad.
right. Well, computers aren't just like
No,
a magic box.
In 2002, we learned that Y2K didn't mean shit.
That's true, yeah. No, we fixed it.
Computers
Did
aren't
we?
just a.
Yes.
I don't know.
At the last minute, we fixed it.
Okay.
There were like 8 things that had to be fixed.
Yeah.
Everything else was panic.
Right.
But
Planes were falling out of the sky.
No, that was
no,
this
they
movie.
were not.
No, that's
I
true,
think
it was
that's the
this movie.
second time that I've had to tell you that planes were not falling out of the sky in Y2K in the last like month.
I don't know. Agree to disagree.
Literally nothing happened.
Somebody's alarm clock didn't go off that morning. That's the worst thing that happened.
Honey, it's not 1980, is it? No, dear.
Is it 1900? Did we go back in time again? Anyway.
Actually, wasn't it 72? Isn't that what they figured out was like what everything was going to revert to? Was January 1st, 1972? I don't know.
I know MS-DOS would go default
I think
to
1980.
1/1/1980.
Yeah. So that was popped in my head. I don't know, for some reason.
But I guess I'll give it 2 jocks. I had some fun watching it. It's... Man, that CG Nightmare stuff was quaint.
Yeah. It's no Birdemic. Nothing
No.
will ever top the actual bird fucking demic happening. However,
I will never forget BJ fucking dying of laughter when those birds start dive bombing the city. Like, this movie had not shown its hand yet, and then all of a sudden fucking Birdemic exposes itself, and these birds are dive bombing gas stations and exploding.
it is a moment that might not ever be topped in our history.
BJ just fucking loses it. It's always in my brain. I love it.
I think I stood up and applauded when
Yeah.
that happened
Yeah.
as well.
It was a magic moment.
It was.
So dumb.
So where did you land? What?
2.
2.
Dos jocks. Porque
Dos.
no los dos.
See.
Y2.
Y2 jocks.
Why not 2 jocks? All right. Well, let's take a break, shall we?
Okie dokie.
Okay.
We have some movies to talk about in a second.
We
half.
sure do.
Man, I
I've
really
been
wish
watching FX.
really wish like one movie
I'll
wasn't
never
much
stop
more
making
higher
that joke.
profile because
I know.
one is such a good.
You'll bring the good after we bring
No.
bad.
I'm saying like one is such a good tie-in to this movie. Like,
I don't know what the hell y'all are talking about.
If you want to talk about that
no,
one first.
no, I want to end positive.
Okay.
I want to get you. I want you to let you get your Predator right out first.
Uh-oh. I have dose movies.
Did you watch Food Fight?
No. I did on May 15th, 2013.
A date that will live in infamy.
It was a horrible day. This is my most popular review on Letterboxd.
Really?
Mm-hmm. 117 likes.
What did you say?
Really?
The movie that's running on the monitors in the waiting rooms for hell.
See, that's the key to Letterboxd, man. Short and sweet.
The movie that's running on the monitors for the waiting rooms for hell.
What movie was that?
Food Fight. So yeah, 117 likes. I'm Letterboxd popular. Whoa. Whoa.
Whoa!
Nice job, Chuck.
Oh. See it.
Bye.
What did I have? What was mine?
What did you have?
Is yours the most popular review on the site for that?
Mm.
Oh no, there's some bullshit people.
Oh no.
There's always like the same people like
I want to
that
be
just
a
follow
bullshit
a
person.
billion people.
Oh,
and
yeah.
get whatever they post gets a billion likes.
Mhm.
Wow. Oh, 6 likes. Mine has 6 likes.
That's good.
I know I made a joke
I
about the Nintendo friend codes, but how long actually were they? Are they 16 characters?
I think so. Longer than your social security number, at least.
Yeah, I mean, like longer than like there are people on the Earth, right?
They're at least 12.
Yes, they're 8 billion characters long.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, not that many characters, but like the number adds up to more than the people. The combinations that you could have in friend codes are more than there are people on Earth. Meaning everyone on Earth would have to have
Yep.
at least 1 or 2 Nintendos with different codes. Everyone. They were
Yep.
future-proofing the fuck out of that system.
I should have edited my Food Fight review to just this movie makes me hate the fact that movies exist if this has to exist with them. I should have just kept it to that. I should have tried to like talk about them ripping off Casablanca and not understanding the context of anything. And See, I tried to actually get into film criticism, and I should have just done.
Yeah, don't do
Hey, joke. It bad, don't like. 157 likes.
that.
It's such a shame. Letterboxd had so much going for it, and
It did.
everyone that
Until the shithead public got on it.
yeah, like everyone that actually was writing good, decent reviews quit. They all left. And me, I barely put effort into any of them. They're more now just like me for me to keep track of what I've watched.
Let me give you a little secret I've learned about life.
Yeah, once the public shows up.
No, just anything good is not popular enough to sustain itself.
Yeah.
I mean, Letterboxd in its infancy, I could even say like Whiskey Media before they got bought out and everything. Like they were doing good things. Like Screened was like a great website before Letterboxd came along. For things like that.
Yeah.
And I mean, even like Telltale Games, like putting out quality things, they weren't apparently selling for shit.
Yeah.
Like they were actually like the more effort it seems like they put in, the less they sold.
I was baffled to see that like none of their games made money.
Yeah.
Like they were just borrowing
Hemorrhaging,
money to
yeah.
exist.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, I mean, like anything good is not popular.
Well, the thing is, everything of theirs always went on sale, and that was the problem. It's the Steam problem that so few people buy a new game on Steam at full price.
Yeah.
Well,
I couldn't tell you the last time I bought a PC game at full price, like ever.
Yeah.
Because it's always like, we'll just wait for the sale. And that's what doomed them. Is everyone's like, well, I'll get that when it's $5.
Well, and I think a lot of people too started doing what we would talk about, which is I'll just get them all when the story is done, because playing an episode every 3 months, I can't retain that information. I need to be able to just plow through.
I mean, at least they
the whole
got
thing.
better at that. Like the Batman one was
Yeah,
previously on.
Yeah, they did, but it seemed like a lot of people just resigned themselves to, okay, when they all come out, I'll buy them, and that doesn't work for a studio trying to make money every month. But
Yeah.
man,
Well, and licenses aren't cheap.
no, and
So
they
that's already
licensed
stacking
themselves
against
to death.
them. Yeah. It's just amazing to me that Minecraft is the only one that made money. And I don't know a single person that played that. Like, because I know people that religiously played Telltale games, and none of them even ever touched Minecraft.
Yeah.
So,
I don't.
well.
I've never even seen. I don't even know. I mean, I know what it looks like, but I've never seen a single frame of it. Like, here's a hilarious moment from
yeah,
the Minecraft
nobody ever
story.
talked about it. Or any,
Yeah,
you gotta
nothing.
you wonder.
Well, wasn't Minecraft Story Mode like not even 100% a Telltale game? Like, wasn't it like co-branded as part of actual Minecraft? Like, I mean, like all the other ones where they were like, something Walking Dead, a Telltale game. Wasn't like some Minecraft Story Mode like half them, half the actual
No, it was
other
full
company?
fledged.
Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just thought it was like never considered part of the Telltale. Like when you bought the Telltale complete pack, I thought it was like
Oh, yeah, no, it was-
Mojang or whatever owned the
No, it was in
Yeah,
there.
no.
publishing for it.
I don't know.
Whatever.
I don't know.
Anyway, let's do a second half.
All right.
Quick
Yeah,
question.
Let's crank this.
Yes. Go ahead.
Red Dead 2 Ultimate Edition, is that digital only?
No, there. I've
Probably.
seen $100 Ultimate Edition.
Okay, it just seems like it's on Amazon. Like, whenever I try to select Ultimate Edition, it gives me
They're probably
it says,
sold
It
out.
says digital only.
Yeah, it's probably sold out.
Yeah.
I guess I should probably just buy digital only anyway.
One of these days, they're gonna
Tourists.
realize like people might want the tchotchkes, but a digital code.
Yeah.
Well, they've been selling like collector's editions without the game.
That's
Have they?
and that's what that's
Yeah,
for.
and
Yeah,
people
okay.
cry about it.
Yeah.
It's
yeah, like get fucked.
Yeah.
What,
I'm like, this is
as long
totally
as you have the
fine.
game. Just
what is your
yeah.
what is your huge complaint? Like
Yeah.
nobody wants a physical copy hardly anymore. Why not give me
Yeah,
the
man.
box?
You don't know how much I love it.
In six,
Being all digital. I even stuff I've bought on disc, I'm like, that's
Rather
cheap
have it
enough.
digital.
I'll just buy the fucking digital.
I'm starting to discover how much I like that because I don't have to fuck with rummaging around and finding a disc. I can just
find it,
pick up
just
the
play it.
controller and play it. And like all of my PC games are digital only, so why not have my
Well,
other games?
And now both major consoles support external storage. And I mean,
Right.
I saw an Amazon's deal of the day thing today, a 10 terabyte hard drive for like $210.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
10 terabyte. I
insane.
mean, like I could.
That's a lot
I
of
want to
terabytes.
say the Xbox will only let you use 4.
Still, I mean, it was.
However, if you could partition it into 2
Multiples,
4s
yeah.
and
Yeah,
a
you can.
2, it'll let you do that?
I believe so.
Man, there you go.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Like, I mean, 4 gigs or 4 terabytes should be more than enough to house your entire library plus the internal storage unless you have too many goddamn games. But
Right.
you think you have more than 4 terabytes of games? Xbox games.
I do. Yeah.
How the fuck?
I have 115 uninstalled, and I only have like 97 gigs free.
Jesus.
The physical Red Dead Ultimate Edition is a GameStop exclusive.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, fuck that noise.
I am going to buy the collector's edition in 8 months when it's $25 on Amazon.
On Ratuken.
Rakuten.
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 Recruiter.
So much better than buy.com.
Recruiter.
Right.
All I know is I buy $100 codes for $85 there whenever they come up.
I buy $100
Well,
codes
this is
for $85.
I know that's when I know I'm gonna spend it, so I'm like I might as well just buy it now
Yeah, that's
because all my games are $100 now because I get the full edition because like their thing now is okay, we'll put the game on sale, but all the DLC we will never put that shit on sale or it'll be like 10% off.
That's actually gotten better. Like season passes have gotten better for, especially I've seen Microsoft have like weekly.
Well, I did the best.
Yeah.
I saved the most on Battlefield 1 Season Pass by getting it for free.
Yeah.
I
remember that.
waited for Freedom Week or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it just seemed like for the longest time it was like Sniper Elite 3
Oh, yeah.
or whatever. They did not put that DLC on sale
Well,
ever.
that's also just certain companies are like, nope.
Yeah,
Well, I think
but the Ultimate Edition went on sale enough times. I was like, wait, the Ultimate Edition costs less than buying the DLC, so I
Yeah.
may as well just buy that one.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's why I'm like, all right, Hitman 2, all right, $99 edition, fucking give it to me. Red Dead, $99 edition, give it to me. And then fucking Assassin's Creed, whatever the new one is, there's a $119 edition.
Yep.
Digital.
That's a lot of Creedon.
Yeah, I'm like, what the fuck is in this? Like, that's extra. And I couldn't tell the difference between the $99 one and the $119 one.
the Assassin's Creed editions are insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've gone too far with that one.
You've gone too far.
And that's one where I will wait. Like, fuck that. I'm just going to wait on that one because I got enough games anyway. I almost bought Rise of the Tomb Raider or whatever the one is now. Shadow of the Tomb Raider?
Shadow.
Yes.
Rise
She
was
already
last time.
rose.
Yeah.
But then I realized that, like, Forza
Rise.
Horizon 4 comes out on Friday.
Yes.
So I was
Yeah.
like, nope.
You don't
I'm
wanna play
about to
it.
have so many open world games. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I think about the time I finish Forza Horizon, it'd be Red Dead time for the rest of
Yeah.
the year.
And man, I've been playing Forza Horizon 1, and it's still fucking good. It's really good.
I played a lot of 2 the other day
Yeah.
and was like, you know what? They could have really pushed these games out like another year if they had just kept putting out more DLC for the maps are huge.
Yeah.
You could easily rearrange race checkpoints and stuff
Yeah.
and come out with new content.
Yeah, and you weren't here for No Quarters, but I was like, 2 gets this rap as being like the bad one. It's still fucking really good.
No, it's
Yeah.
it's the least of. That's all.
yeah.
It's
It's still
probably because it was
great.
split platform.
Yeah, maybe, but
No, the
that
only-
game's still awesome.
The thing I don't like about 2 is it was like because it was an early Xbox One game, it felt like there was like a lot of artificial gating. Just like,
Oh, sure.
you can't drive here because this is a adamantium wall here,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
this one's destroyable, but
yeah, and then
destructible,
3,
but-
they're just like, fuck it,
yeah,
man. You're
run
off
over everything. Yeah,
Anything goes in Australia.
run over everything except for that mountain. That you can't go up that big mountain. That's about it.
Yep.
Until later, then you
All
can
right.
go up there.
So anyway, second.
Yeah,
half.
yeah, second.
Right.
I know you and I got Predator.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody else?
I do not have Predator.
Well, you got anything else?
I have 2 2018 movies.
Okay.
What you watch?
Movies.
Well,
I also have a
he's got one
2018.
as
I'm
well.
trying to decide when we go.
I have the Mr. Rogers movie and I have Jurassic World 2.
Okay.
Yeah, do Jurassic World so we can get all the hate out of the way early.
Okay.
All right.
How about you, BJ?
I got nothing.
All right.
Cool.
Good talk.
Thanks.
Okay.
Chime in once in a while. Just be like sarcastically say something to
Be
us.
like,
Oh,
yeah.
I will.
Yeah.
There it is.
There.
Oh, will
That's
you?
the
That's
BJ.
all we want.
All right. Welcome back.
Hey, BMFcast.
Second half.
Half number 2.
We have some movies, and
Do
we
we?
got to get through them.
We do. Man, I almost wish we hadn't done No Quarters last week.
It was a lot of things. Usually, we're really good about getting like episodes out in a timely fashion, but we fucked up getting out Spider-Man before everyone was like, "Oh, stop talking about Spider-Man."
Yeah.
And then now we're a week behind talking about The Predator,
Yeah, Shane Black's The Predator.
which man on
Or should
paper,
I say, 20th Century Fox's The Predator.
yeah,
Fuck, man. It's bad. It's really bad. It's fucking it pisses me off that it's bad because the first half, like the first act, is awesome. The first act is exactly what you fucking want out of this movie.
Mm-hmm. I'd even go so far as to say half of the second act is what you want.
Kinda. I mean, it kind of, you can tell where the seams start to show
Sure.
where things went wrong. But the first half, like the first act especially, is just non-stop Shane Black stuff. Like when a character points out that it's actually like, if it's just sport hunting, it's not actually a predator because predators just are, hunters, but are doing this for food. Whereas this is more of a sport hunter. And the one guy's just like, yeah, well, we took a poll. Predator's cooler. like just that sort of shit is so fucking good. Mm-hmm. There's so many good lines going throughout, and then it just falls apart.
Yep, kind of hits a cliff and then drives right over it.
Because there are too many characters, for one, just too many to have to deal with.
I mean, there was a point where like I was kind of like, is this going to be like a Predator movie where everyone survives? Because I mean, it was like randos are dying left and right.
I hate to be spoilery, but like Predator and Predator 2, which I am like the Predator 2 defender. Fuck off! I love Predator 2.
Predator's fine. Yeah.
I know. I think it is a good sequel to a movie that is like almost perfect. So of course it looks worse, but Predator 2 is still good. And like
its only problem is Danny Glover is like that's not how
you
you replace Arnold.
Yeah, it's not.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with Danny Glover. He's just not right for that.
Yeah, but the structure of Predator 1 and Predator 2 is paced so well in both of them where it's like, if a guy's going to die, he's going to get a good fucking scene leading up to it. And then he's going to die, and he's going to make his death worth something. Predator has that, and Predator 2 has that. And this one is just like, rando dies, 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 rando dies. And you're like, everyone that's named is making it into the third act here. So eventually we're going to have to start killing somebody off, right? And then it's kind of like, all right, we got 10 minutes left. Die, 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 die. Mm-hmm. And there are some that happen practically off camera.
Yep.
For important characters that you're like...
One very specific one, yes.
Yes. And you're like, I want to know, like, I want to see what fucking happens to this guy.
Mm-hmm.
Nope. You might have seen it if you caught those 5 frames that happen at one point where I think I saw what happened, and somebody else was like, yeah, I think that's what happened.
And to basically your main antagonist besides the Predator.
Yeah.
You know.
Like this
movie... Like, I mean, it's kind of the Carl Weathers character where it's like, he's kind of the reason half this shit is happening.
Yeah.
Character. When Carl Weathers dies, it's like, yeah, okay, you kind of came around towards the end, but also fuck you for putting us in the, cooking up a story and putting us on meat.
Yeah, it's
meat
your fault.
Throwing him in the meat grinder.
Yeah.
But, and the thing is it's all, like, it was clearly reshot and re-edited, and that starts to show even in the middle of the movie because there is a scene where characters suddenly converge at a place, and you don't know why they all knew to converge there, but then they split off again, and you're like, I don't understand why they're going different places. It's like incoherently edited, where characters just like suddenly appear in a place, and you don't know why they got there, or how they got there, or what they were doing to get there, or anything that happened in between. And this shit happens constantly from the halfway point of this movie, where it's just, you can tell it was patched together from different stuff, and things were reshot, and it doesn't feel right at all.
Yeah. I'm praying for some sort of director's cut on Blu-ray or whatever.
My understanding was they shot a third act that was like apparently too dark. Like the footage may have not been good enough to use.
Oh. Like not in tone, in light, you mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like a DP fuck up, basically. Yeah.
That's my understanding. With also, like, there was a team of good Predators that they edited out of the movie completely, so that storyline doesn't even exist, which probably explains a lot of the incoherence of that one section. Like, there's promotional stuff of characters in locations that they are certainly not in the movie, which, that happens too, but it's like...
I feel like that you can still salvage a movie here. I just feel like...
I think so, yes.
I feel like the director's cut needs to be about 2.5 hours long, because the third act is over, like, in 10 minutes. And it's meaty. Like, I mean, it's crazy, and it's like, I feel like there is a good movie to salvage here. It just needed some like less cutting, and I feel like you can make this work.
Yeah.
I feel like there's got to exist a better version of the movie, because it's close to being good.
Well, yeah, and that's the thing, is like, you've got a movie that was clearly made by people who know what the fuck they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
And it's weird that I ended up giving this and Alien Covenant the same rating, and they infuriate me in such completely different ways, because it feels like nobody gave Ridley Scott any studio notes. They're just like, Ridley Scott, do what you want with this movie. And he made a movie that I was like, fuck you, man. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Whereas this feels like Shane Black made a movie and the studio was like, no, fuck you. We're changing this. Like, you can't, it just feels like you can't redo these things. Like, you can't restructure these things without very clearly knowing what you're doing. You know, because there's stuff like Solo where, you know, they reshot a whole shit ton of it, but that movie never feels like they reshot a shit ton of that movie. That movie just feels like a good flowing, okay, this scene leads to this scene leads to this scene, and everything has a logical reason for happening movie, which Solo is fantastic. But this feels like a movie that just fucking falls apart. And like any connective tissue just got edited out, and it just, you know, and there are setups for things that clearly don't happen because the characters are dead by the time the payoff should come. You know, it's just like there's just so many structural things that feel like they're taken from a bunch of different places and tried to throw them together, and they just don't work. And God, it's infuriating.
Yeah. So, it's a little bit of a palate cleanser. I was like, you know what? I'm going to watch all the other Predator movies except for one, because I've seen it a billion times.
Sure.
That never really happened. I came home and immediately was like, I know Predator 2 pretty well. It's like, you know what I haven't seen in a long time is, well, Predators, and I haven't seen AVP Requiem. I was like, I'm going to watch Requiem, because like, I want the cathartic hard R Predator thing that I didn't get out of this movie.
And I will say that real quick. There was no like, this might have been PG-13
No,
at all.
No.
Like, Predator is like, no, fuck this, bloody carnage.
Okay.
And so I still kind of defend AVP Requiem,
As you should.
but
Yes.
that is a fucking bleak ass movie. Like, that movie is just like, I mean,
Yeah.
it is so fucking nihilistic. I didn't remember it being. I knew it was like, I applauded it for like having a kid die in the first like 5 minutes, which, you know, I'm not saying like murder kids. I'm saying like to break the rules.
You know, a movie's not
yeah.
fucking around.
Yeah,
that
when
happens.
it's like in the first, you know, it's like a chest burster is coming out of an 8-year-old in the first like 10 minutes of the
Yeah.
movie. That's fucking insane. But I totally, is it spoilery? That movie's like so fucking old.
No.
Whatever.
And
It's
they're-
like 11 years old.
They
now.
don't
Yeah.
even exist in the continuity, so.
Okay, but I mean, just like there is another like main character that has a shocking death, like shocking, just because like it's like, oh fuck, like
Yeah.
that just happened. Okay,
Yeah.
like no pathos, just like round the corner and you're fucking dead.
Yep.
And it's like,
Yeah.
I don't know, it's still good, and I still kind of like it, but man, that movie is just
Well, I mean, like
dark.
the balls of this movie to have like the genesis of everything be with pregnant women, like is just like, this is not something you do in a movie. Like horror movies don't do this. You don't have just fucking aliens feeding off of pregnant people. It's like this movie just fucking went for it, and people were just so put off by the first AVP that they were just like, oh man, fuck that too. Although there was a PG-13 cut of this, right?
maybe.
Initially, and then like the DVD came out was
I
like
think there
hard
was
R.
an R-rated cut.
Okay,
and
well-
then there was an unrated cut that went further because that was the point of AVP Requiem. Was
Okay,
like
to fix to
because
right the ship.
because AVP was PG-13.
Yeah,
and
so-
it was a watered down piece of fucking garbage.
Yeah, 'cause,
that
like-
misunderstood everything about both franchises that it was part of.
Yeah, and it just didn't make any sense. Like I'd watched them back to back a couple years ago and rewatched the first one. I was like, man, that's just fucking milquetoast bullshit. Let's just who cares? And remembered wrongly that the second one was more of the same. And then seeing how fucking dark and violent that thing was, I was just like, holy shit, this is. People might want to come back to this. This thing's all right.
Yeah. I do want to watch Predators because I only saw that one time in the theater.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I've seen
really
it
need to
once, too.
rewatch that
But
at some point.
and I bought they had the 3-pack on
Right.
something or other. I bought
I think
it
we
real
all
cheap.
bought the
Yeah.
digital
Yeah.
cheap pack.
But last thing, just while we're on this subject, I also wanted a cleanser because, again, something I had only seen once in the theater. I went back and rewatched The Nice Guys. Just because, like,
Oh, sure.
Yeah,
I look,
a
I
good
know,
Shane Black
I know
movie.
Shane Black's good. I need to be reminded of this right now.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that happened to be on sale too. So I bought a 4K copy of that, and yeah, that movie's. It's not as good as Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, but it's really solid.
Yeah.
That's all I can say. It's like, it's a hell of a follow up to Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. Well, I guess Iron Man 3 was in the middle, but you know, it's a hell of a follow up in a similar styled movie.
Yeah, those are this very same kind of
and
movies.
it's just kind of a different template. You know.
Yeah.
Okay. Last bit on Predator. On
Okay.
The Predator.
Yep.
They have Jake Busey in it,
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
playing the son of Gary Busey's character.
Yeah.
That makes sense. That checks
He
out.
asks Olivia Munn, "Hey, how'd you get this job?" And she explains it.
Mm-hmm.
They never fucking address that he's Gary Busey's son. Never comes up.
No?
They even have a scene where he asks someone else how they got there, and she does not ask him back.
So he never says...
They never mention it once.
My dad was
the
a crazy
character's name is
predator hunter.
Keys. Character's name is the same name as the father, and they never fucking mention it.
That's bad.
Despite having nods to all the other Predator movies and Alien vs. Predator, there are nods to that in there as well.
Wait, what?
The weapons, basically,
Oh, okay.
that they use in it, they have them in a certain point.
Okay, that's fine.
But yes, the fuck.
That seems like a dumb...
Why do you waste Jake Busey like that?
Yeah, that seems like something you should draw more attention to.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey, my dad
doesn't
was
it?
killed by... I'm here to kill predators because my dad also had big teeth and he was killed by a predator.
Yeah.
Let's do this.
And I will say this: Jake Busey's looking a lot better these days.
Yeah?
He was looking rough for a while.
He was a little
there.
haggard, yeah.
He looks normal
Doing
in this
all right?
movie.
Okay,
yeah,
good.
he looks like he's doing a lot better.
Okay,
So
good. Good on you, Jake.
much
Busey.
love, Jake.
Good job.
So anyway, yes.
All right.
Sorry you were in a movie that turned terrible
Well,
somehow.
it's a real movie. He hasn't done one of those in a while.
Yeah. Anyway,
Ah,
I'm done.
okay.
I'm done.
Okay.
I have a quick aside to interrupt all this negativity.
Okay.
Because I did remember that I did actually watch a movie, but it's a movie that I've seen like 1,000 times.
Okay.
The Three Amigos is still fucking dynamite.
Yes.
It's
You're correct.
God damn it, that movie is so fucking good.
I've never been more angry than when I watched that AFI 50 top comedies, and it wasn't mentioned, and I was like, well, where's the big list? And it wasn't on that either.
Yeah.
Like the list of 500 or 300 that they pared down to 50, and I was like, okay, what the fuck? Is this a Canadian movie and it doesn't count? Like, is it...
People... I remember that movie coming out and people hated it.
Why? It is so fucking funny. Like, even in this year of our Lord 2018, that movie is fucking funny.
Yeah.
And
I am so pissed because, like,
I don't care who you are.
I was just like, but when you look at a list of 300 American comedies, there was some shit in there.
Oh, I'm sure.
Like, you know, there was like, no, fuck you, this is worse than ever. Like, you know, just 50 movies that were worse than the Three Amigos were on that list.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it made me, I was so angry.
I'm willing to bet you there's about 200 movies on that list that are worse than the Three Amigos because that movie, as the kids say, slaps.
Yeah. There's like 15 quotable things in Three Amigos that you can say
in the first
almost
30 minutes of
you
that
could
movie.
Use all the time.
There's a wonderful Singing in the Rain reference in that movie. It's so good.
It's also good. Not good is my segue.
I'm curious about this because I'm not going to defend the movie, but I feel like y'all both hated it a whole lot more than I did. So
Well-
please go.
Okay, so to prepare for Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, I went back and watched the first Jurassic World, which I'd only seen once in the theater, and came away from like, that was all right. And then the entire planet was like, fuck that. And I was like, I don't understand you people.
Well, here I am on the second one with you. I now do not understand.
Okay,
this,
well,
but please.
But so rewatching the first one, I was like, you know what? That's better than I remember. I was able to overlook the things that I hate about it, which was basically you fucking built a new dinosaur that's stupid. And you did like no due diligence about it. You were just like, here's a murder monster and let's let it go. And oh no, it's killing everyone. And you're like, that's real fucking dumb. It's a good monster movie. And the nostalgia level's off the fucking chart in that. And that, you know, really helps. But for a big dumb monster movie, that's fine. And the ending of that movie is fantastic. Like, just nostalgia stuff aside, what they do at the end of that movie is fantastic.
Yeah, when it becomes aliens.
Yeah. Yeah,
going,
because
going back to that series,
the people just step back and let the movie do its thing. Like, the characters in that movie are just like, we have nothing to do with this. And it's just the movie playing out. And you're like, all right, everything that happens here is fantastic. This is the best series of events. So
please tell us about Fallen Kingdom.
Fallen Kingdom is a goddamn mess, and I still can't figure out why, because there's stuff in it that I'm looking at and I'm like, you know what, this is okay. This is a well shot scene. I appreciate that they are just going literally scorched earth on the entire Jurassic Park past, like the entire, just everything that made Jurassic Park, they literally set on fire in this movie. Like, start to finish, they're just like, we're going in a different direction, and that's going to be the future of this franchise. But it feels like a side story that would have worked better had it not been directly tied to the first film and didn't have the main characters from that film in it. And if it just had one dinosaur in a big house.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so, real quick, like, this just, it's a stupid plot by rich people to steal all the dinosaurs and sell them to Bond villains, basically, in this big auction, and then everyone goes home with the dinosaur, and that is just fucking nuts. That whole sequence is fucking nuts. So, this movie would have worked better if it had been about one of those fucking idiots who bought a dinosaur, who takes it home to their big house thinking they're going to have a pet dinosaur, and this thing just goes fucking dinosaur crazy and hunts them down in a house. That would have been awesome. This is just a bunch of dinosaurs in a big house, bumbling into each other and knocking through walls and stuff, and it's like, this is just a bunch of dinosaurs in a house.
And bad guys who keep our main characters alive for no reason.
Yeah. It's just...
Literally, there is no reason given whatsoever for them to keep them alive.
The main characters should have died on the island. They shouldn't have got off the island.
Mm-hmm.
The rest of the movie should have been, you know what? This is its own thing.
So just pull a Psycho on it?
Yeah. Really, because they...
I could have gone for that.
Because they serve no purpose after they get off the island. They're just there because they are the characters in the movie. They have no specific purpose in any of this. None.
Yeah.
And there is a plot twist in this that makes zero fucking sense, to the point where the movie is just like, we'll figure this out in the next movie. This reveal that we just did, we're not even going to bother to explain it. We're just going to give you a vague line of dialogue saying, you don't know what you're messing with, and maybe we'll deal with it later. And the problem is that so many people fucking hated this movie that I guarantee you if there's another one, that won't even be in it. It's dumb. It makes literally no sense. Like, it's there to be this like, oh, and it's like, wait, what? Why? What does that have to do with anything? This is a dinosaur movie.
Yeah.
I think I know what you're talking. I mean, I know you're being vague intentionally because it's a fairly new movie, but
Yeah.
I don't get that. I mean, it's tertiary
To
what they were doing.
It just seems like it's supposed to be this.
You're talking about the
amazing
James Cromwell's thing, right? Yes. Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, it's in the neighborhood.
I think it was there to make the character have a decision at the end seem relevant because they were somehow linked by something that I'm still being totally vague about. But it just seemed like you didn't need that for a character to make that decision. And the end of this movie is fucking horrific, and they're like playing this triumphant Jurassic Park score at the end of this movie, and you're like, this is fucking crazy. Like, what have you done?
Yep.
This is a nightmare shit show. What have you done? And characters are just like, well, maybe there's hope, and it's like, what?
No, you all dead.
Thousands of people are about to die. What is this? Part of me wants to say that's a good setup for the next thing. But the other part of me wants to say this is a terrible ending to a movie. It just, I don't know. Even Jurassic Park 3, which I don't like. That movie is just such a Saturday afternoon basic cable TV version of Jurassic Park that I just don't like. I still think that feels more like Jurassic Park than anything in this movie. This just feels like a scary monster movie in a big house. But they just happen to be dinosaurs.
See, I don't know. This argument, because I feel like this argument's been around. What are we on? Jurassic? This is the fifth Jurassic Park movie?
Yes.
Yeah.
Fifth.
I mean, I feel like ever since the second one was like deviated from it, all we've been hearing about is like, well, they're not even on an island with dinosaurs. I'm like, you really want them to keep remaking the same movie?
No.
Like, I feel like going in a different direction and making it a haunted house movie is okay.
Part of me was all on board for that, but it just didn't make sense as a direct sequel. If this had been like hey, this is the interim movie before we make the next Jurassic Prime, whatever it is, like
Jurassic World Guide in.
Yeah, this seems like a side story, but with all the main stuff crammed into it. And it's just too much.
I don't know. Like I said, I'm not super defending it because I mean I didn't think it was like the best thing ever, but it was like I still had dumb fun with it.
I had way more fun in the first half.
Oh,
They
sure,
basically remake Lost World for a while, and then they're like, "All right, we got all the budget in the world, and we're going to put this movie in a mansion."
It was weird how much of that first act was the Lost World, like almost just beat for beat.
Like, I want to know more about these characters' dating lives since they clearly don't understand red flags at all.
Yeah.
Because holy shit, like everything that everyone does around them is a fucking red flag. And they're like, nope, we're going to save the dinosaurs, right?
Mm-hmm.
Nope.
Yeah.
No.
I like I said, part of me, I like how they kind of jettison the Jurassic Park music and go for its own like spooky gothic thing.
Yeah.
And there are scenes late in the film where it literally is just a murder dinosaur.
Mm-hmm.
Which, God, as stupid as the first one was, where it's just like, let's just make a murder dinosaur for funsies. This one's like, what if we made that murder dinosaur again, but also merged it with a ninja? That'll be great.
Ooh.
And a tank.
Yeah.
God, just...
I mean,
I get it, science and hubris and all that, and it's
Yeah.
just like... But you just want to reach into the screen and grab BD Wong and just like, what the fuck is your end game?
ooh, BD Wong's in it?
Yes.
Oh, well, I'll go see it then.
His
I
purpose...
just like that he continues to get more evil as the series
yeah,
progresses.
just darker turtlenecks and more just like stern, just like, you don't understand what we're trying to do here.
Well, you should have known from the get-go he was evil because, they're hatching a baby dinosaur and they're all like, ooh, ah. He's like, oh, that's a velociraptor.
Velociraptor?
Fucking murder dinosaur. The scariest dinosaur. I mean,
deadliest thing ever to
yeah.
walk the earth.
I mean, T-Rex taller and all that, but he's got tiny arms. This thing will fucking murder you in packs. But no big deal.
I also don't understand how the T-Rex is just friend to children, friend to people when it needs to be. It's just like they're fucking calling Gamera or something to come in and just like, hey, T-Rex, do our bidding. And then the T-Rex is like, "Rawr," and then it just goes about its business. Like, no, that T-Rex would fucking eat you.
And he's like, get it on. Let's bang it on.
Yeah,
Whatever happened to the T-Rex dream?
Man, I don't know. I don't know what I wanted out of that movie, but when it was over, it was not that. And like mixing that with the Predator, it seems like there are certain franchises that I don't think anyone can progress. Like watching this, I was like, this was your idea for the next big Jurassic Park movie? This?
Mm-hmm.
No, it's done. Pack it up. No more. I remember seeing some fucking, think piece about how, like, maybe it's time for no more Jurassic Park movies. And that was before I saw this. And I was like, why don't you shut your fucking mouth?
Yeah.
And now I'm like, you know what? They might be right. Because clearly no one has an idea. They're just making them to make them. And it sounds like that's what Predator was, too. It's just a big fucking mess.
The thing about Predator is I think it started out as something which Shane Black wanted to make, and then the studio ended up, deciding that they wanted it to be this instead.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't...
Because,
it's not that.
The last few minutes is a blatant setup for a sequel in a way that does not interest me in any way whatsoever.
I'd totally watch it still.
Yeah, I know, but still, it's one of those cases of I don't want you to go here. Just like Jurassic World Jurassic World 2 at the end, I'm like, I don't want to go here.
Yeah.
I don't want this.
There is one thing
movie.
they could do with that I would be on board with, but that'd be spoilery, so whatever.
Yeah. And hey, Jeff Goldblum's in it for everything that was in the trailer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, so like 90 seconds or
Yep.
something like that?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Like they literally shot one scene and tacked it in because it
And
is
split
not
it.
It is not linked to the rest of the movie
No.
in any way whatsoever.
He doesn't interact with anybody.
Nope.
They split it in half, so you think they cut most of it, and then part of it that's in the trailer is not in the movie.
Yeah.
Like when he says "life finds a way," he does not say that in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, that's just hot bullshit. But
So anyway, what else did you guys
Well,
watch?
let's wrap this around to some positivity.
okay,
How
yeah.
about you?
Sure, yeah.
Keep going.
Okay. I watched the Mr. Rogers documentary, Won't You Be My Neighbor? And so I am being positive about it, but if you want to ugly cry your way through an hour and a half, watch that movie. It is almost a perfect documentary. It's one of those documentaries that by the end you're like, man, that was you couldn't have made this any better. And then you think about it for a little bit and you go, something's off. There's something missing from this that doesn't make sense.
It's the part where they reveal that he was actually a terrible, awful person, right?
Well, no.
No, like I said, no.
quite.
It's my theory that, like, at some point, there's going to be a revelation because I believe in the no more heroes. Like I've stopped propping anybody up because at any moment they will turn out to be a horrible human.
Not necessarily that he was a terrible person, but it seems to gloss over so much that you don't get a good glimpse of the man.
Okay.
You get a glimpse of the worker, the person doing the work. And they gloss over a lot of his, like, personal life. And I don't mean, like, intimate details of his personal life. I just mean, like, he had kids, and the kids are in this documentary, but you're not exactly quite sure how those kids feel about him.
Okay.
One in particular seems like maybe his dad did not give a shit about him, but it's just, like, it's hard to glean, basically. It's just hard to tell.
Okay.
But there are things in that movie that hit hard. Like, I went into it just like, man, this isn't going to get me because Mr. Rogers is cornball, and obviously I watched it as a kid, but it's not going to hit me now. And they break that movie up into certain segments where it will definitely choke you up if you have any sort of human emotions. And then by the end, like, I have to do this thing with movies now, or like TV finales and things that I know are going to about to just make me bawl my eyes out. I have to look at something else in the room and not give the thing my full attention so I'm not an ugly mess in front of my family. I had to do that at the end of this.
Yeah.
Because they strike a tone where it's just like, oh man, you're saying the right thing here, and just...
Well, yeah, I mean, the trailer practically did that.
Yeah. Yeah. So it is an excellent documentary. And they, I remember watching that show as a kid and not thinking anything of it, but they tackled some dark shit on Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. They're talking about Vietnam and assassinations and being gay and just, like...
Wait, that's dark?
Well...
No, I know. Like, somewhat taboo at the time. Like, things you wouldn't have in a kids program.
Things you wouldn't think would be there.
Right.
And they are blatantly there.
Sure.
And it's like... The first two things were dark. This was more like, hey, come on, stop being fucking assholes.
Right.
Racism and just all these things, and they're just so shrouded in this innocent puppet show, and you're just like, okay, that's really effective. I mean, it's a very worthwhile documentary. So
Good. Well, it's been on my queue to watch for a while.
you should definitely watch it.
So there's another movie that I hit on my queue that, had I known more about it, and I am now telling you and the world that if it is in your queue, put it at the top.
Okay.
And that is the 2018 movie called Upgrade.
Upgrade.
Or also known as Upgrade.
Upgrade.
But
Okay.
Yeah, that has been recommended to us by plenty of BMFcast listener. I
So-
think Evan being the biggest proponent of Upgrade.
All right.
If I recall
So
correctly.
I knew practically nothing about this. Like, basically nothing. I just saw, like, literally was looking at the new movies. I saw the poster and I was like, well, I don't know what that is, but I'll give this a try because there's something sort of intriguing about the poster.
Yep.
Knew it had something to do with, like, I thought it was going to be like Limitless, where like guy was going to get some sort of upgrade to himself and like become smarter, better, faster, stronger, whatever. Like, I don't know, but I just didn't know what it was about. And it turns out, like, if you ever wanted to see basically an amazing, like, I'm about to say the words low budget because it had a $5 million budget according to IMDb. I don't mean Fred Olin Ray low budget. I mean, holy fucking shit! How did you make this movie with $5 million
like
low
El
budget?
Mariachi type.
No.
budget thing.
No. This is
As in, like, how'd you get this done for this little?
no. This is more like, how did you make Ex Machina for $5 million? Like, it is
Okay.
fucking impressive as shit. And I know they did it by casting practically a bunch of people you've never heard of. I mean, Logan Marshall Green, is that the guy's name?
Yeah.
Is the main dude who you've seen him in stuff. I mean, he was the first Shocker in Spider-Man Homecoming and things like that.
Yeah.
You know, so like you have seen him in things. And
that guy. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Someone I believe called
was
him
in
Tom.
Prometheus.
Somebody called him Tom Hartley.
Yeah.
But yes,
Yeah.
because he does kind of have that look to him. But holy shit, this movie! It is basically a cyberpunk John Wick. And
All right, I'm in now.
Those words right there should make you go watch this
Yep.
movie immediately. I will say I don't think it sticks the landing, but it's not. It's unlike Dark City. The ending didn't make me mad. I was just like, you know, like that kind of thing. Like I'm not angry. I'm just disappointed.
Yeah.
You know, but it was a movie like 30 minutes into it. I was like, I am in fucking love with this movie. Like, and I don't do that. Usually it's just like, oh, movie's over. What did I think? Okay. This was like 30 minutes in. I was just fucking soaking it in. I was like, give me everything about this. And then there is a hard turn into John Wick territory. And I was like, oh, dear God, put everything about this in my eyeballs. And yes, I cannot recommend this, but I don't want to talk any more about it. It's just, if this really was shot for $5 million, fucking give this guy $10 million. Give this guy another. Don't give this guy any more money. Like, seriously, like if this is what sparks this creativity. Like this is a micro budget guy. Like this is what I'm angry about. That like this is kind of a side tangent, but I'm angry that like we feel that every movie for everything has to cost $100 million plus. Like, how much more interesting would it be to give some? I mean, like, okay, I know I'm about to walk on eggshells, but Star Wars is the first thing that comes to mind. Because they were like, we're scaling back on Star Wars. It's like, you don't have to scale back. Just don't shoot for the fucking moon on every one of them. Like, that's the thing. Or shoot for moon on every one of them. Because give somebody, like, the problem with Duncan Jones is, like, I think, like, everyone's just like, you made 2 good movies. Here's all the money and properties that you probably aren't ready for. And some people need a restricted budget for art to thrive.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to walk on eggshells, but, like, Rian Johnson was not ready for a major Star Wars movie, I don't think. I like Last Jedi. I'm saying that, like, a lot of people would agree that I think, like, he works... I feel like it's fine as a Star Wars movie. It has nothing that, like... there's nothing about his style that is in it.
Yeah.
Like, and I feel like if he had made, like, one of the Star Wars stories, and those Star Wars stories were, like, max budget of $30 million, you know, just, like, almost indie movies with a Star Wars vibe, we would have amazing fucking movies. Like there's a point. I'm not trying to spoil anything in Upgrade. There's just they drop a name and for a second it's like, wait, what? You know, because like just for a second your brain, because like there's a character whose name is Fisk, and of course immediately my brain went like, is this a fucking backdoor Marvel movie? Because like like I want shit like that to happen. I want something where it's just like, holy fuck, this is actually tied into this. You know, like. Not make a big fucking deal about it, just like a secret, like
if the Cloverfield paradox had just been called the paradox,
right? And next thing you know, it's like, wait, this is part of the Cloverfield universe. Like, holy fuck! Like, you know, just like things like that. Like, I like surprises. I liked not knowing Big Hero 6 was a Marvel movie. You know, like I went in. I mean, I guess if I was a hardcore Marvel fan, somebody we should know that was actually, you know, but you know, like I was just saying, like I like that when I'm surprised and it's like, oh, this is actually tied to this. You know. Like, I didn't know they were going to tie King Kong and Godzilla, so when that shit came up, it was like, oh, wow, wait, what? Like, keeping surprises. And for just half a second, I was like, you know, I was like, oh my God, is this like some kind of weird street-level Marvel movie secretly in disguise or something like that? And no, it's just a dude named Fisk, but, you know. But, yeah, I mean...
Yeah, but sometimes restrictions make
art thrive.
Filmmakers figure things out and find better ways to do things, whereas when you have as much budget as you want, it's like,
Moon was so good because they were in the middle of the like that crazy strike where like they had to do practical effects because all the CG people were on strike or whatever the fuck it was. And it's like, holy shit. And then like, you know, micro budget, but yet, you know, doing practical effects. It's like, this is half the reason why that movie is awesome. And I just feel like
it seems lately it's been like, all right, you've made a cool indie movie and now here's $115 million to make something that's in a big franchise where you got a bunch of studio heads bugging you. And it's like, I don't know how anyone transitions directly from that. From making an indie movie where you basically call all the shots to suddenly, all right, here's a huge budget that you're in charge of, but we're gonna micromanage you the whole time.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like studios need to like not everything has to be a fucking block. You don't like have to shoot for the moon. You wouldn't have all these like huge money loss things, you know? I know worldwide hardly any movie loses money because like, you know, it can be a shit fest here, but throw some CG in and China will eat it up. You know? Like I mean, it's just look at it. It's happened time and again where it's just like who the fuck saw the Lone Ranger? Everyone in China apparently, because that movie made a fuckload of money.
Yeah.
Like everybody here is like, well, I don't give a fuck about that. You know, but everything that's a fucking failure here is huge there. So it's like worldwide movies do okay, but I would just like some Hollywood movies with a mid-tier budget, but with a talented person that is allowed to do what the fuck they want.
I honestly feel like the only one that's gone from like indie, you know, director of indie stuff to suddenly, hey, I've got a huge budget movie is Kong Skull Island. Is I forget the guy's name now, but he was able to like maintain a style and a tone that was completely unique to him. Whereas, yeah, it seems like all the other ones, it just gets beaten out of them.
Some people are doing it. I mean, you could argue that, I mean, the Thor Ragnarok thing is insane. Like, I don't know how that actually got made and put out like that.
That is true.
Or you can say, like, I mean, Ryan Coogler is doing it too. Like, he went, I mean, it was like, boop, boop, boop. You know, it was just like, here's your trajectory. Like, little small indie movie, you know, quasi-sequel to Rocky to, holy fuck, giant, you know, billion-dollar movie, you know, worldwide. You know, so some people are doing it, and it's like...
Yeah, but I would argue that, like, that Black Panther doesn't necessarily have...
It doesn't necessarily have his
tonally,
style.
Like tonally and writing-wise, it certainly has a Ryan Coogler thing, but it's not like you look at it and go, man...
Yeah, that's his...
Ryan,
yeah.
But, like, Ryan Coogler really put his stamp on this...
Right. Again,
you know,
maybe he didn't even have
filmmaking
long
wise.
enough to establish the style,
Yeah.
you know? Like, I mean, it's just such a vastly weird upward graph.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, I'm just saying, like, I just wish... I wish some of these talented filmmakers weren't immediately thrown a $200 million budget and be like, go nuts, because it's usually a recipe for a disaster. Yeah.
Yep.
Give some people some $10, $20 million movies that are tied to a thing, or you know, or it's an IP that you care about, and just like, hey, make a good movie, but do it on a micro budget, and I bet you we get better movies. You know, I mean, every cool movie you can think of from like the 70s, 80s, because crazy hardships usually, like,
Oh, yeah.
you know, all the fucked up behind the scenes stuff in The Thing led to one of the greatest movies of all time.
Yeah.
You know, that the fact that you know, spider puppet is the backup one.
Yeah.
And it's just like,
Because the first one caught on fire.
yeah, it's like
melted.
holy shit, that's amazing, and it still looks that good. But
Yeah.
I feel like 2018 has had 2 or 3 movies involving tech with one-word titles that everyone goes, man, that's fucking fantastic. And I've merged them all in my head, and I have no idea which one's which.
upgrade.
I know, but there's at least one other one that I can't think of the name of that, like, back in January, people were like, oh, man, you got to fucking see this.
Yeah. I'm sure everyone will write in and
Probably
tell us.
they'll be like, oh yeah, that thing,
Or
that was
like
good.
a Natalie
But
Portman
I
movie
just-
or something.
Oh,
I wish
Annihilation.
people could...
Yeah.
Which one?
Annihilation.
Well, I knew that because it's the Alex Garland
Oh,
movie.
yeah.
Okay.
I was all over that because
That just seems like another one. It's
I
just,
still need to see that. Like, I was so eager to see that, and then...
yeah.
I
I feel like there's
not.
like 3 movies this year that everyone on Twitter has been screaming, don't sleep on this, and I slept on all 3. And, like, now I don't know which one's which.
Well, have you seen Ex Machina?
No.
Well,
I'm
watch
the
that
one-
first.
I'm
Watch
the
that
one in the
first.
room that still has not
Machina.
seen it. So.
Well, watch that before. I mean, I don't dislike Annihilation, but Ex Machina is a fucking masterpiece.
Okay.
It's so good. Yeah.
I mean, Annihilation is good, but it's also weird, and it's like, I pretty much got everything with Ex Machina. I mean, I know there's a watch it from a different point of view thing with the second playing, but like Annihilation, it's like I think I'd have to watch about 2 or 3 more times before I get that movie.
Yeah. So anyway, you guys want some emails?
Sure.
Yes.
Wow, yeah.
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 Got Jay from Vegas here. Says, this house got clocks in its walls and shit. Hey, BMF crew. Jake is here, and I learned something on Saturday. There's a movie theater that has $5 Saturday... There's a movie theater that has $5 Saturday matinees for new movies, and we went to see The House with a Clock in Its Walls, which is totally not a misspelling of a glory hole porn movie.
Oh.
Brutal Legends Jack Black plays an eccentric rich man who becomes the caretaker to his sister's kid when she and her husband die in a car crash. The lady who played Thor's sister in God Amongst Men, Jeff Goldblum's masterpiece, Thor Ragnarok, is his best friend, and the two are searching for a clock that their former buddy, played by the Flintstones villain and master thespian Kyle MacLachlan, hid somewhere in the house.
Oh.
Yeah, it's hurting. Like all family films, there's some magic, necromancy, mom ghosts giving advice. So in that regard, it's, ugh, not this again. Aside from the tired tropes, it is a really solid movie and highly recommended. Also, this movie moves fast enough to keep you interested despite the need to go to the bathroom because your dumbass bought the large Coke Zero because you were flirting with the girl at the concession stand. So yeah, check it out when you can because this is a movie that is definitely worth your time. Crash and burn, Jay, except for my Kesha-themed T-Mobile sidekick.
I don't understand. You mean $, huh?
Yes, $, huh?
Yeah.
She's officially styled as no $ anymore. It's just KESHA now.
Yes.
What?
But I believe in the signature.
She has grown up.
Oh, did he $sign it?
No, he could
no.
sign it.
$.
Okay.
He done man can $sign. All right. I've been sitting on this one for a while.
Gross.
Oh, all right.
Sounds
I'm gonna
nice.
drop
Just
one.
Has it
now.
hatched?
Here we go.
This is from Justin from Nebraska.
Okay.
Titled, I am not dead! Exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point.
Go
Hi
ahead.
guys, Justin here. At the end of the Hooper episode, you brought up a pic I sent you of Fiber One bars on the locomotive control deck. As you can tell, I did not die, but man, do I have a funny story. The fiber didn't affect me like I thought it would. I'm not one to brag. Okay, maybe I do a little. But I'm 48 and my bowels flow quicker than a soft serve ice cream machine. Anyway, after eating the bars, I started to pass gas like crazy. Real nosebleeder kind of stuff. Normally when I break wind, I start asking people around me, hey, do you smell popcorn? This way they inhale deeply and get a big whiff. But that day, something unexpected happened.
Oh.
I'm farting like crazy, acting like I'm the most innocent person ever. And it was at that moment the engineer I was working with got on the radio to dispatch and reported the toilet facilities to mechanical because he thought the pipes were leaking raw sewage. To this day, I don't know how he didn't see the tears streaming down my face from where I was trying to hold all the laughter in. And speaking of things I find amusing, I was listening to the director's commentary on Cannonball Run with Hal Needham, and he stated that because of how well he and Roger Moore worked together, that he was on the short list to direct a Bond movie. How weird would that have been? Hal's love of stunts and cheese stuffed into a James Bond film. It would have been fun to find out. Later, Justin from Nebraska, sent from my iPhone. And he has a picture of himself running it to, well, his feet
Okay.
and the front of the
I was
locomotive.
going to say, if it's a picture of him
to
farting.
prove that he is still alive.
Could have photoshopped the feet.
Yeah.
He could have, yes.
Yeah. This could be a fraudulent email.
But yes, he actually made a man think that the toilet had been broken
I can
through the sheer
understand that.
power of his bowels.
I'm impressed. I'm glad he's alive.
Well, you could cross-reference the email and probably pull up his old one if you clicked on, like... you
Yeah,
know,
cross-reference it.
Yeah. Can you...
Enhance.
Yeah.
I'm not doing no, I'm not. Whatever.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not doing
It
that.
checks out.
Sure.
Way to CSI that shit. Whatever.
I believe the man.
Yeah,
What do
okay,
you want
alright.
from me?
Sure. Yeah, that's
All right,
fine.
Fine. Yeah,
Whatever. Bro.
Well, how would other people like to get in contact, or how would other people get in contact with us? I don't know if they would like to, but
Okay, he did. Fine. I did it. Yes.
Fine.
He emailed us before.
Okay.
January 9th of 2016.
Wow.
Jesus. Man, we've thought he's dead for a long time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was.
Yeah.
Year and a half. The man
Yeah.
was dead, and now he's back.
Good. He has risen.
Yes. And he's making his coworkers cry.
Happy Easter, farting man.
So anyway.
Which was going to be the name of that James Bond movie that Hal Needham directed.
Yeah, Happy Easter, farting man. Yes.
I would love to see that.
That was
I
also
just-
the dubbing of what Bruce Willis said at the
Yes.
end of Die Hard.
Yeah.
Happy Easter, farting man.
All right. So anyway, BJ,
Yes.
if people want to send us more stories of destroying their coworkers' nostrils, how would they do that?
They could email them to bmf@bmfcast.com. Or if they're in a talkative mood, they could dial 9105-JOCKS-BMF or 910-556-9263 and leave a message on the Garfield phone.
Thanks.
Or just go to the website, bmfcast.com, and that'll take you to any of our other socials where you can send us stories or suggestions or whatever you want. Send us some stuff.
We just
Hashtag
like to
send
hear
nudes.
from you.
Yes. Stories and suggestions.
And nudes.
We love them. Nudes?
Yeah, sure.
What would they do if they wanted super extra bonus content?
Oh, that's at patreon.com/BMFcast or BMFcast if you'd prefer to spell it. You know how to spell it. You're here. You're smart.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's where our nudes are.
Right.
What?
Well, it's where you can.
I haven't
you
checked
could,
the Patreon page in a while.
Yeah, we
where you
started
could-
doing nudes.
It's where you
Oh.
could theoretically pay us to
Man.
to get nude.
Yeah.
I have my price. I've said it before. I don't need to say it again.
Yeah. There's a tier. There's a nude tier.
Yep. Hashtag nudes.
What the fuck are y'all talking about
Things
right
have
now?
changed.
Oh, okay.
All right. Well, as long as we're still getting money, I'm cool with it.
Yeah. Just wait till you see BMFcast extra, extra, extra.
Yeah. BMFcast triple extra.
Yeah.
State of the.
Erection.
Yeah.
Really? That's what you
Yeah.
went for?
Yeah.
That's where you went?
Always.
All right.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, let's get out of here, shall we?
Sure.
I'm Harlow.
I'm Mackie.
I'm BJ.
I'm Chuck.
And this is BMFcast out. See you next time.
Good night.
What was it? State of the what the fuck did you say?
State of the Rection.
Erection?
The Rection.
That's what the kids are calling them now. They're calling them rections.
Hashtag Rection.
Okay.
Yeah.
Erection.
Want to come over, baby?
Erection and
I got
infection.
a mad rection right
No,
now.
wait.
Triple
You,
erections.
you don't want erection and an infection.
No.
So the guy who made Upgrade made Insidious Chapter 3 before that.
Ah, that one stinks.
That's the only other movie the guy who made Upgrade
Directed,
made.
though? Okay. I mean,
Yeah, as a director.
but he
He
wrote.
has written 18
Yeah, he
movies.
wrote the first Saw. He wrote all the Insidiouses.
Oh, it's Darren
And
Lynn
Sinister.
Bozeman. That guy, right?
Sure. I don't know names.
18 movies, most of which are shorts.
He's got the
It's
name pulled.
Leigh Whannell.
Oh, right. Okay.
Lee Whannell.
Lee Whannell, yeah.
L-E-I-G-H.
Fuck am I thinking of?
He's Australian, so.
Oh,
Yeah.
he's Australian.
It's Leigh.
He was the guy in the room with Carrie Elways and Saw, right?
I don't know. Okay.
He is an actor. Yes.
Yeah, he was the annoying one. He was the one that was a bad actor.
No, or yes, he was.
Okay, thank you.
Well, there are little this is a Blumhouse movie.
Blum.
Yeah, Blum.
I had to
to
do
look.
research to
Okay.
figure that
I
out, so I
figured
could say it
that's-
in a review.
Wait,
It is
he was in
Blumhouse.
Matrix Reloaded. What?
What?
As
But,
Axel.
Oh,
Yeah, there's little hints like he goes to a place and there's mailboxes and one of them is labeled J1.
oh,
You know, so it's like
Clever.
Yeah,
J1,
J1.
director of Aquaman.
And which Furious
Juwan.
7?
Yeah,
He did 7.
Yes.
yeah. The
The one I'm
the
not
unfortunate
crazy
one.
about.
Yeah.
A lot of people like that one though.
It's got good stuff
A
in it.
lot of people, yeah, a lot of
I will
people
s-
list that as their favorite, and I'm like, well, that's a shame because Fast 5 exists.
Yeah.
They
You're
do-
wrong.
Also, have you seen Fast 6?
Yeah.
They-
Also good.
They do some funky like almost James Wan style camera stuff, and for some reason it 100% works for me in Upgrade.
Yeah.
Like those,
Follow the
follow
movement of the person.
things like
Yeah.
it 100% works for me. So like they also do a thing I haven't seen in so long, the like old school what the fuck was the MTV ghost story or ghost show
Fear?
Yeah, is that
Where
what
they
it's
put
called?
people like in abandoned prisons and put like a camera in their face.
Right, but they had
Yeah.
that like weird stationary camera.
Yeah.
So like there's this shot where it feels like one of those stationary cameras. It might be just CG faked, but like it feels like they put this camera mount on his back and it's following him around, but it's got that like the camera stationary and he's moving all over feel. And I haven't seen that in so long. I was like, oh fuck yes, this look. Like I actually missed that.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever. Just Upgrade's awesome. Watch it ASAP. Rocky. Hey, Rocky.
What's Justin Lin up to? What are you doing now? Highlander? What? Oh, producer. Get out of here. Oh, okay. Welcome back. What? What? What?
So they officially announced he's coming back for the next Fast movie?
Yeah, he was 9 and 10. He was always gonna.
Hell yeah.
I know.
Fast 10 your seatbelts. Am I right?
You're right.
I just made that up, guys.
Did you?
I want you to know.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, if they make it to 10, it
Yeah?
should be fasten your seatbelts.
You should-
I just came up with
You
that.
should put that joke on Twitter.
I should. I'm gonna tweet that right now.
Hey guys, if they make it to Fast 10, it should be Fast 10.
I should have left earlier.
Why?
Trying to get you out.
Such a good joke.
No, just so I didn't have to hear that. Oh,
It's the best joke, guys.
it's a great joke. That's for you.
Oh yeah. Thing. Okay.
May you have more fun with it than I did.
All right.
BTTF?
Yeah.
Did you not enjoy it, or?
It's just one of those games that feels like they made too many rules.